No, no. If they, I mean, this has happened to us, but typically it's
Because it's a pipe.
yeah.
I got to do spots here.
For basically the first time, right along with you.
Listen to Pod Meets World on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Excel Roofing, we've just talked about the roof system, the attic system, the ventilation. Excel Roofing is not only an expert at roofing, they know the entire roof system, which means not only the shingles, but it goes down to the decking and then underneath and the attic ventilation. In fact, at a home I once bought, he recommended more ventilation and helped me cool the house faster because of the way he did it. They also have these solar fans that can pop on the roof and run off of solar, never wired into the house, and keeps your attic very cool and ventilated. So Excel Roofing, not just for roofs, but the entire roof system. Plus, no money down ever. They don't take a cent until you're content. More than 30,000 satisfied customers. I'm one of them. I used them several times. ExcelRoofing.com. 303-761-6400. 303-761-6400. You know, reverse loans are becoming popular because people need their equity. Some people are saving their homes from foreclosure. Some people who are older are using it to hire assisted living while they stay in their home, or they just want to stop their house payments. And that's what a good reverse loan can do. And we've had a relationship with Approval Reverse for years. ApprovalReverse.com. Joan Sullivan and her team, 303-771-3528.
So many people have told me.
Hey, and so you know I gave him your number, too.
Who?
Whoever that caller was. You said Master Rooter went out there, but I literally...
We gave him two numbers. Yeah, two names.
Yours and Master.
Well, again, if he has a video, I'll look at it and see what I think.
I think it's a total uphill battle. I'm not saying it ain't worth the $55.
No, I know. It is an uphill battle.
He waived everything.
Unless you can, if you can see though, like if you do that, cut it, and then you see there's a
But
kink.
even then, I mean, yeah, a kink in the...
See, cables run off of dynamic tension. I mean, those cables, if there's a defect in it, they can kink and bend. If you're pushing it through and it's going like that and it bends over on itself.
I'm just saying, just the fact that he signed off on it, even the labor of using it and trying to clean whatever the technician is doing, I think there is an inherent risk involved in that, even if he did do something wrong, that the waiver talks about, because it is an inherent risk of doing it.
It is.
And they're saying no matter what, we're not going to be liable if it gets fucked up.
And again, that's where the company has to...
Troubleshooter
If
show,
they- you
what
know
is your
what?
first
We're
name?
talking these guys.
Our guys screwed it, and I don't
Jim,
know
you
them.
said?
I don't really know them, but...
Hi, Jim. In
Yeah,
a sentence
I mean,
or
if-
less,
if
what would
we
you like
did
to talk to
that,
Tom about on the
we
show
would
today?
say, hey, you know what? I'm not sure what happened here, but...
Yeah, but you would talk to your tech, and the tech is going to...
We would take care of it.
Like
We
you
would
said,
do
it
a
doesn't-
spot
problem,
repair
Jim?
for free and get our cable out of there and get them up and running again.
Well,
It would suck if-
unless if there was something wrong with the pipe, or
unless
something.
there's something wrong with the pipe.
And you know that,
If there
like,
is-
that's going to be the problem.
I know it is.
You think so? You think they're going to find a problem?
So really what you would do is say, okay, you know, we're going to do this. If we get down there
What is the
and
problem
everything's
you have with
perfect,
the referral list, sir?
we'll take care of it. If not, you need to agree that you're going to pay for it. I mean, I don't know what you do in that situation.
Yeah, well, we would make the determination before we even started any work. I mean, you could see by the video if there's something wrong or not.
You know what? I think he should, I would love for Bob to look at that, actually. I try to think when these other guys go out there, everybody wants the job. I mean, there's no doubt there. Because everybody knows this guy's got to have the job done at this point. So it's like, how do you sell the job better? Do you
and then
say,
you
oh yeah,
mentioned
there's no
Plumline.
way,
Did you have a problem
we'll
with
go ahead and do
Plumline?
it for this and you can sue whoever it was. I mean, I'm just trying to think of how they're trying to sell it when they go out now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Jim, can I just take your information and just to be fair to
We sent a
Plumline and
guy
be able
out
to have
there.
them look into
They
it
said, you
before
know,
you come on the air?
You know, I'm sorry, Michael, we would probably told you the
Okay,
same
Jim,
thing.
what's
You
the
know,
last
yeah,
name?
your pipe looks pretty darn good, but you got
look
this,
right here or
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not. But when they're going out to sell these guys as second opinions, I think they're taking it a different approach. They're taking the approach where they're making them think if they hire us, they might get reimbursed by this other company. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. We saw a movie yesterday. It was so bad. It was so bad we both fell asleep
Really?
about 40 minutes into it.
What movie
and
was
we
it?
both woke up. I don't remember the name of it.
Was it Northman?
I don't. But listen, we wake up at the credits, and I don't know if she knew either.
So you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget GenesisSolarCO.com. Genesis does solar as well as all of your exteriors, from the roofing and siding, including stucco, windows, doors, decks. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. They've been on a referral list for many, many years, including solar. GenesisSolarCO.com. All right, so we're done with this discussion on the sewer. This guy's just going to have to document it. And my colleagues here are thinking it's very unlikely there's nothing wrong with the sewer. But we'll see, Bob.
Unlikely, but not impossible.
Right. Kevin's got a question about fallen trees. Kevin, what's happening with you? Hello, Kevin. Are you there, Kev? Okay. I may have missed him. He may have hung up.
I'm here.
Oh, Kevin, what's going on?
Okay, I've got two questions. One
Yes.
general and one specific to my issue to do with fallen trees.
Go ahead.
Is the law in Colorado, if you have a tree that's hanging over your neighbor's property and the tree trimmers can't trim it because they can't get close to it, and it falls, who's liable since it's growing on my property but hanging over his?
Okay. Now, I have to ask a question. It was hanging over your neighbor's property, and you said the tree trimmers, were they your tree trimmers or were they his?
They were his and mine as recent as last week and going back as far as 10 years on multiple occasions.
So, wait, so the neighbor trims his side of the tree, is that right?
No, he trims his own trees, which are the same as mine. But they can't get to his tree either because it's too far in the back.
Okay, and who can't get to your tree?
The tree trimmers.
Whose tree trimmer can get? Whose tree trimmer? Is it your tree trimmer that caused it to fall, or is it the other guy's?
No, I had several out here who trimmed other trees, but they couldn't do this one. And he had trimmers out doing other trees of his, and they couldn't get to his either. And this is going back 10 years.
Okay, got it. So as a result of not trimming it, is that what caused it to fall?
Yes, because the specific issue is that the trees are like 60 feet tall, and about 40 feet up, the branches of each tree were intertwined.
I got it. If your tree fell on his property, you'd be the first one to look for liability. It's that simple. It's that simple.
No. You don't understand.
Okay, go ahead.
The tree at 40 feet up, some of the tree branches of each tree were intertwined, and they were supporting an 8-foot-long broken branch weighing several hundred pounds. And this has been like this for 10, 12 years.
Okay, so for 10 or 12 years, there was a 200-pound or 100-pound branch intertangled in the trees.
And the intertwined branches were supporting it. So 3 days ago,
where did that
morning,
broken branch come from?
We don't know. It's been there for so long.
Okay, well then there would be a question of the intertwined branches. Are some of them your tree and some of them his tree?
Yes, and a lot of them were dead. And the thing is, 3 days ago, that fell, not the whole tree, but his branches and my branches that were intertwined fell and there's a mess in his yard, but no damage. So who's liable for?
Well, there is no clear
cleaning it
answer.
up?
There is no clear answer. That's the answer. There is no clear answer. What you're presenting is an impossible thing to answer cut and dry. You said his trees were intermingled with your trees, coupled with an old branch that no one knows where it came from, and they all fell, making a mess in his yard. Who's responsible? Well, if it's in his yard, then he should probably clean it up and come after you if he thinks you should be responsible, or as good neighbors, you should chip in and do it together. But there is no clear-cut answer, and there are no laws on the books that cover every instance in life. There just aren't.
So what about the issue of who's responsible for keeping the tree trimmed if it's hanging over someone else's property?
You're responsible to keep your tree trimmed, period. If you don't, your neighbor has the ability to trim it back over his property. But it's first your responsibility for your tree, his responsibility for his tree. And if you say, well, it's impossible to get to the tree, well, it's not impossible to get to the tree, because there are tree climbers that go up and literally do it on the tree itself. So, you know,
Not around here.
Okay. Well, then, Kevin, if you want to paint, listen, if you want to
town.
paint me in a corner, go ahead. But it's not going to help you, because there is no answer. Because every time I bring something up, you're telling me it's impossible. So guess what? Anyone's responsible or no one's responsible. That's the answer based on what you're telling me. Anyone is
Well, that's what
responsible
I'm saying.
or no
Yeah.
one is responsible.
That's my guess.
What's your neighbor say? Is he saying you're responsible?
He's saying I'm responsible for the whole thing, even though his tree was just as rickety and dead.
No, that wouldn't be fair. You two should work it out as neighbors.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, but he's obstinate and stubborn.
Well, then you know what you do then? You do nothing. And you wait for him to try to come after you for collection. I mean, I don't know what to say, but I do know this. If there are trees on your property, you're responsible for the maintenance of those trees so they don't fall.
All right.
And he's responsible for the ones on his tree. And there is no such thing as a tree that can't be reached. No such thing. Okay? Just, I wish there was, but there's not. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay. Dean's got a comment on the sewer drain and the snake getting caught. Go ahead. What is your comment, sir?
Yes, sir. I was curious if the guy that was snaking it, was this from the inside of the house or the outside he has to clean out?
I think the clean out was outside, and it was a riser that they went down through.
Okay. Well, at this point, there's multiple ways to hook onto that snake. Now, maybe it will work or maybe it won't, but I would use like a block and tackle or a smaller hydraulic equipped machine like a Toro Dingo and just hook a chain onto it and just pull on that snake. It might not come out, but it's a lot stronger. I mean, you've got enough lifting capacity with one of those little dingoes of about 1,000 pounds. It's not. I mean,
Bob, what about just brute force pulling it out? Or they could even, I don't know, what do you think?
Well, I'm not sure exactly
damage
what Dean's
the
talking
pipe.
about, but with brute force, you could damage the pipe. I mean, if you're...
Well, yeah, but it's either way. You're going to damage it. Or
That's right.
Anyway.
It's damage. No matter what, he's going to have to repair it.
Well...
Oh, not necessarily, but I mean, it won't be any worse than it is now, is what he's saying.
Well, not necessarily, because if the damage is by the tap and you're trying to pull it from the riser, you could cause damage to the riser and everything else.
Oh, okay.
More areas to
He's saying, yeah.
But if it's by the tap, you're going to have. If it's by the tap, usually we don't put clean out close to the main tap.
It's not close to the main tap.
The cleanouts are by the house.
The tap is at the house, but if you start pulling it...
The line is stuck by the tap.
Yeah, look at the mechanics of this. If you put it down the riser and it makes a turn, a 90-degree turn out to the street, and then you pull it back and you start pulling it back, it could do some damage to the pipe closer to the house.
Yeah, and Dean, we were talking about this a little bit offline. I mean, there are some ways to try to catch that line, to your point. They're not always successful. It's worth a try, but again, I haven't seen the video or anything. I don't know how bound up this line
Bob, could you
is.
pull it forward?
Even if it is bound up, the interesting part is, I mean, what is this actual pipe made out of?
He said
concrete, which is, I mean, we do have concrete pipes, typically people have clay pipes. Like
Okay.
the clay tile, like the pots that you put on your patio. That's what
I
most of them
got
in
you.
Colorado are.
And those could break then.
Clay.
I mean, if it was
possibly
like a
could
steel
break.
pipe or
There's-
something, I'd agree with this guy
there's
yanking it
Orangeburg.
out.
But what about pulling it forward?
You can't pull it forward because he's trying to avoid excavation. That's the cost.
Yep.
The cost in this thing isn't repair. The cost is excavation.
Right.
So if you had to excavate far enough down to pull it out, you've already spent your $6 or $7 grand. I mean,
Right.
in essence,
Spending the $10 on the pipe. is
yeah,
nothing to that.
90% of the cost or 95% of the cost is the excavation. So pulling it forward, yeah, you could pull it forward if you could dig down, but why dig down and not just get it out? You know, just cut it and get it out. 303-713-8255. We have a spirited discussion on this, but we can talk about anything you want. Give us a call, 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martin.
No, because you're going from the line
Yeah.
to the city main, which is usually 8 or 10 inches.
Right. Okay.
So you have to get in there, and you'd have to somehow. Yeah, there's.
Okay, that was just.
And if you start excavating near the tap, start pulling.
No, all I'm saying, if it was bent backwards, if there was a way to get to it and pull it.
Yeah, if there was a way to get to it, but
you can't get to it, is what you're saying.
Well, you can get to it, but it's as much money as it is to fix it.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
The excavation to get to it, to pull it, is as expensive as it is to fix it. Is there a clean out and there's no street opening, right?
No.
No.
Oh, Lord. How much are those? What do you guys get for those QCs, man? Do you know?
Fully installed.
Off the top of my head, no, but.
.com/join us to find News Nation on your television provider.
Personal injury, because most people have questions when it comes to personal injury, and most people want someone who's going to attend to them and take their case and communicate with them, and that's John Fuller. Smaller by design, myaccidentlawyer.co. He doesn't just take the big cases, he takes cases and dedicates himself to each and every one of them. It's not a bunch of legal assistants helping to gather leads and then they cherry pick just the big ones. You'll get his personal cell phone number. He'll answer all of your questions with free consultations, and he works on contingency fee if you decide to hire him. That's myaccidentlawyer.co, 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500. Remember this. A lot of firms, they're so big, you are literally a number, and you're not a number with John Fuller. You are a client. 303-597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co. If you want to make your own appointment for floor coverings, you can do that at simplyfloorsinc.com. That's INC, simplyfloorsinc.com. Buddy and Karen Mitchell own the place and have a variety of floor coverings from carpeting, LVT, and hardwoods, and he is making planned truckloads. If he buys by the truckload, you save money. And he is asking you to think ahead. You might want flooring later in the year. Why not order it now? If he can get a truckload together, he'll pass the savings on to his customers. Simplyfloorsinc.com. That's 52nd and Ward, the southwest corner. That's simplyfloorsinc.com.
Nice winch on a truck. You could almost wrap it around that.
Well, if you had a winch, you ought to let her off. But if you had a winch, you could do it.
Winch. You could let her off. Well, think about that. Wouldn't that work?
A winch? Yeah, well, anything with pulling power, but he's saying if you pull at that riser, you're going to pull on that corner there. Is that a 90 degree or is it a soft 90?
It's got a sweep in it, yeah.
Do you have a car taking up space in your garage? Not enough cash.
But I'm just saying, if you did it slow enough, if it got hung up, you might be able to stop it.
Yeah, but the fact that they couldn't get it out in the first place tells me it's bound up pretty good.
Do you think they cut it right there?
Oh, yeah.
So right at his clean out, basically, or at the riser, that cable's sitting right there.
Yep.
That might get
My kid.
I mean, there are,
Sunflower stems. Okay, sounds good. Okay, good.
you know, he said it was like a foot or two in from the tap. So what happens sometimes is
Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name?
when people get past the tap, you know, again, you're going from a 4-inch line to an 8 or a 10-inch line, and that cable gets out, and it's whipping around in there.
Oh, okay. Can you send that over? What I'd like you to do is send it over to me, and I'll get it to him. Do you got a pen? I'll give you my email address.
I think he kind of waived. I think the judge would see it as he understood the risk of this.
Yeah, I mean, even
Help
your agreements
at troubleshooter.com.
against stuff like that.
Well, of course, but you don't have to enforce it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to be there.
Okay, are you going to hold, or let me, I don't have your number, sir. What is your number, Michael?
Saw blade that far remote, there's going to be issues sometimes. I mean, there just simply is.
Yeah.
What do they look like at the end? Does it look like a fan? Like fan blades?
It's usually like that. So the cable is here, and then there's a blade that goes this way and a blade so there's just two blades.
And it spins.
And it spins like that. Yeah. So if my arm were
What is your first name?
And then there'd be a thing on the end.
Edward, hi, in a sentence or less. What would you like to talk to Tom about on the show today? Okay, what's going on? Make it fast, please.
And again, the way kind of what Tom was talking about with the way the machine works, you know, you're pushing the line in, but it's kind of,
okay.
It's almost like helping itself.
You know what? That I don't know, but it's a good question for Tom. Do you have a minute?
You can shove it too fast, but even then.
Okay, hang tight. Listen to the phone.
All you're doing is maybe minimizing the cleaning. You're not really.
There's not much you can do to screw it up.
Right. Yeah.
That's why it's weird. I don't even know how the hell it turns over on
He
itself.
said someone told him he had to have maintenance.
30784.
Deck Superstore. Deck building supply. More inventory in better condition. DeckSuperstore.com.
630 KHAL, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, GarageMagic.com for your garage floors, beautiful coatings, and of course, those coatings you can have on your patios, your pool decks, and more. That's GarageMagic.com. All employees, fully trained, no subs, 720-600-HOME. Okay. Edward wants to talk about escrows. Okay, Edward, welcome. What's going on?
Well, Tom, you know, my mortgage was assumed from Mr. Cooper or Nation Star to a place called Rushmore Mortgage.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, my mortgage went up $173 a month. And first I thought, well, my insurance didn't go up. My taxes didn't go up. So I called them, and they said they're doing that because they want a buffer in my escrow account.
That's right. And that's what they do normally if it gets below 125%. So whatever your expenses are, they want 125%. Don't ask me why, but they don't want to cut it close. They don't want to become a collection agency, so they want a buffer. The money's all yours. And if it ever grows a lot, you can get a refund or lower your payment temporarily. But it truly is legit, unless they're getting way more than that. I mean, how much are they getting? Do the math. Do the math, man.
What's a 173? You know, times
12.
12. I mean, that's a lot of
well, but do the math.
A lot of money.
I mean, what are your payments? I mean, it's all a matter of math.
It went from 1636 to 1808.
I'm not asking that. What I'm asking is this: how much is your tax?
I think in Broomfield they're 2,300.
Okay, and your insurance?
18.
Okay, so do the math. So you're saying 1,800 and 28. So let's say $5,000, and then 25% of that is what?
$1,250.
$1,250. So
Filter.
6250, right? Would be so take 6250. How much are they collecting? That's it. What's your full escrow?
I just didn't think they could just do it without.
It's in your original documentation.
Well, they've assumed it, so they just changed it without.
No, they didn't. When they assume it, they assume the terms and conditions. Edward, I assure you, now we could go look into this, but it's a waste of time. There's nothing to benefit them from taking more money from you. It's truly not some scam. Unless they're taking an exorbitant amount of money. But you're the one that has to do the math. You have to find out if it's more than 125%. And if it is, you ask for an adjustment or ask for an escrow analysis. That's the way it works. So,
yeah, I didn't know about the 125% though.
Yeah, and in your original paperwork, it spells it out. Now, I don't know if that's excessive or not, but it doesn't matter because it's your money, Edward. You get it back. Unless you're having a problem with cash flow, I understand that. I understand that could happen. Are you sure nothing went up?
Nothing went up. I checked my taxes and I called my insurance agent, so I'm not due for a review until August.
What do you mean? What kind of review?
For my homeowners.
Oh, okay. But as far as an escrow analysis, you can ask them to do one.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say, listen, I want to make sure you're not taking an excessive amount. Can you do a complete escrow analysis and tell me, and this is what you ask him, Edward. Edward, this is what I love to ask, okay? Do a complete escrow analysis and show me the authority you have. Just highlight, please, in the loan documents where you have the authority to do this. Just see if they did. Because, I mean, maybe they don't, but I think they do. But make them work for it, and maybe they might say, you know what, we're collecting a little more than we need to, so what do you say we don't do it anymore? 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right. Bob Logan, we were talking about keeping AC on or using a whole house fan to cool it down, and also the blower motor. It filters the air. You keep it on all the time. That doesn't mean your air is running all the time, but it's constantly circulating the air. Nothing wrong with that recommendation. You want to keep your attic cool, of course, through proper ventilation. And what about people who shut off rooms that are not using? We're going to come back to that. I want to talk about that.
This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only pay for what you need.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Genesis Total Exteriors, from roofing, gutters, siding, including stucco, windows, doors, decks, painting, everything on the outside of the house, which includes, of course, if you ever have any storm damage, you deal with one source. They can put it all on one invoice for all of those different jobs. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. And, of course, they also do solar. So if you want a solar system, guaranteed 25 years components and 25-year production, call GenesisSolarCO.com. Genesis Total Exteriors, 303-679-8509. K&H Home Solutions. Now, K&H, you want to talk about home solutions, they also have roofing, and they're giving 15% off right now, which is an incredible deal on roofing. They have the hail-proof roof, including Class 4 roofing from Owens Corning, F-Wave, and EuroShield. For details, you can go to khwindows.com. They were established 65 years ago. One of the sidings they have, I absolutely love it. I call it bulletproof. It is a lifetime siding. It's called Everlast, waterproof, colors impregnated through and through, a wood texture and a variety of colors. That's khwindows.com, 15% off all roofing, 303-421-7100.
Thinking about retiring? That decision brings questions like when to take Social Security. Should you pay off your house? Will you run out of money? How will taxes affect your income? And which account do you draw from first?
So they want it not. Well, you know who else was Woman of the Year at one time? Caitlyn Jenner.
It's crazy.
9615.
Did you have the kids this weekend, Tom?
Yeah.
Did you do anything fun?
No, it was really hot, but we did walking. I made them go to the park with me and get exercise because they just want to sit around and games and social media.
Take them for a one-day whitewater rafting trip.
Yeah.
It's such a great experience.
I have to plan that.
You can go to Idaho Springs.
And I wanted to wait till I'm a little better, but so I can wield. I mean, you're talking. You go with a guide. You mean all that?
Oh yeah, just go to Idaho Springs. Raft Masters is the one I recommend. They have like a 3-hour rafting trip. You go up. It's just a great way to spend a day, especially when it's hot.
Hi, Teresa. This is Suze with the Tom Martino Show.
Really
got your voicemail regarding your travel trailer, wrong title.
Was it?
First thing to do is get you on the show via telephone to tell Tom about it to see how we can best help.
No,
we're live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
It's so funny because,
there's generally a hold time, so we ask that you carve some time out for the call. Please give us a call back in those show hours at your convenience, or you can leave me a voicemail outside of show hours letting me know what day to put you on my call list. My phone number 3.
They just wanted a mountain wedding, and they go camping there all the time. What was really nice is
help at troubleshooter.com. Thank you.
Cloud cover for the wedding.
So you take, I'm trying to find,
285 all the way there. But they loved it there, so they planned the whole thing themselves.
And from Pueblo, you could take Highway 50, I see.
Well, if anybody comes from Pueblo.
I just never thought of a destination as there, but it's pretty.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty. We had a golf tournament on Friday. And did all the usual wedding things.
Hi, Anita.
Oh, that's a long drive, man.
Yeah,
this is Suze with the Tom Martino Show. How are you?
How many miles is it?
It's 100.
I am doing well. I won't keep you long. I did get your voicemail.
No,
I'm a little unclear if you need
pretty,
help or not. If you did need help,
285, is that the one that goes through South Park?
Via telephone to tell Tom about the problem.
Do you have to go through South Park?
Yeah, it goes through
Did you need help with something, Anita?
Morrison.
I had a buddy,
Fair Play,
and Buena Vista.
He was on that road on his Harley, just going through Morrison. He goes through a stop sign. He's doing 60, 70, no helmet. T-bones a car. It wasn't the car's fault, it's his. 50 yards he goes.
Holy shit.
He was in a coma for over a month in the hospital.
Understood, Anita. Okay, I know you got to get back to work. We're live 10 to 2 Monday through Friday. Is there a different day I could call you about this to get you to tell Tom?
Still rode the Harley. Still didn't wear a fucking helmet after that.
10 to 2, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Now that's hardcore.
Right, and nobody in the car got hurt, hopefully?
No, no one.
I didn't realize Salina's so far away.
Stupid as hell.
And have we spoke before? You sound a little familiar.
The state forced you to wear a helmet.
Okay.
In Colorado, you don't have to,
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's where we would...
22 is here, and it's going to be another busy year. Denver is growing, but concrete is still sinking. Porches, driveways, floors, they all settle over time. Advanced mudjacking at yahoo.com. 303-424-9441.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Let's talk to Maxine. Maxine, what's going on? Maxine? Maxine, are you there? My goodness, I hear somebody there, but... Maxine? Okay, I can't do it. Something about a swamp cooler. I got to see if she's there or not. 303-713-TALK. Bob, do many people do swamp coolers anymore?
They're getting farther and few between, but we don't do them. We don't install them. We don't service them. Just really old technology. I mean, I know people.
I think also, I don't think they're good for your furniture and stuff. I don't know. I might be wrong, but
yeah, I'm not a fan of them.
And they definitely can cool a lot of the time, but they're so limited. I don't like the feel of them when I walk in a house. I can tell.
Well, and some people love that. They love the high humidity when they walk into a house, but no, I'm not a fan of them.
What about there's no need for humidification, is there, in a house, whole house humidifiers?
Well, during the winter there is. Typically in the summer there's enough humidity in the air that you don't have to worry about.
So in the winter, do you guys sell them as packages along with the furnaces?
We do, and there's a lot of different options. There's what's called a bypass humidifier, which is just a basic. It almost runs. It's almost like a swamp cooler that is attached to your furnace or your ductwork. And then there's steam humidifiers. There's a few different options depending on what your needs are.
Are people opting for them?
Oh yeah,
really.
Yeah, in Colorado with our dry climate, especially people that have really dry skin or they wake up with bloody noses.
Okay.
They can help tremendously.
PlumlineServices.com. Hey, Kristen, or what's going on?
Hi there. So I just purchased a new 2023 hybrid vehicle. And I'm wondering if I made a bad choice.
What kind?
A Kia Sportage. It's really cool.
I love them. They're really nice little cars.
It's amazing. It's such a great car. So far, so good.
Good.
But I was trying to find a car. It's so hard to find a car right now. So I got it, and then I kind of fell into buying the extended service. And I know Kia has great warranties. But I'm like, oh, it was a lot of money.
I have no idea with a Kia or a Hyundai why you would ever buy an extended warranty at all.
Okay.
Because the factory warranties are so good.
The factory warranties, I mean, what is it, Suze? You got 8 years plus 10 years. You got 10 years for...
It's 10, yeah.
It's 10 for most of the drivetrain and 8 years for everything, right? Bumper to bumper, isn't it? Something like that.
I have to confirm.
And 100,000 miles. It's an incredible warranty.
But it's 3 years. For the everything else.
No.
10 years. No? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
The hybrid warranty.
Right.
But listen, how much did you? Let's do the math. What did you spend for it? The
$5,000.
How much?
$5,000.
For the extended warranty?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Listen, I would go cancel it. Did they build it into your loan?
Yes, they did.
Oh man, Kristen, I don't think you'd ever I don't see how you could ever get that $5,000 worth of service. And even if you did, you can put money away on your own. Look, all I'm saying is this. Extended warranties, okay, once in a while people make out on them, but you got a new car. You're going to take care of it. You have a wonderful factory warranty.
Okay, all right, I'm going to go cancel it.
I mean, really, I would. And don't, they're going to, boy, are they going to pressure you not to do that. In fact, some of them might tell you you can't do it, and then you call us back. Please, listen, I'm telling you, you don't need it. What did you pay for the car itself?
$33,500.
You got a good deal?
I did.
Yep, in today's market.
Okay.
Okay, let us know what happens. Meanwhile, I'll look up that warranty and talk about it coming back. I'm Tom Martino. Stick around for more.
Got a car taking up space in your garage? Not enough cash taking up space in your wallet? It's
That's just a shame.
Oh my God. Okay, here's the standard warranty on them. 10-year, 100,000 miles.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
For Kias, but is it different for the hybrids or?
No, it says. Look, it says. Hold on, and then it says. Hold on, here it is. Wait, warranty. Where is it?
The #1 audio company in the country. Reach consumers with radio, podcasting, streaming, and more.
We have be large today.
Where's that warranty?
Make sure you're not missing something.
It says 10-year, 100,000 miles powertrain, and then.
Guess we have A-Rod on Thursday afternoon. You know he's doing that diet. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't want to get political.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how much he's been losing.
Saudi Arabia to ask them to drill
from it all.
More oil.
Right. When he shut us down.
When he won't let people in our country.
The Roths about disappeared.
To me, that makes no sense.
Sir Large.
Does it to you, Tom? Make any sense at all?
Not guilty plea from the Buffalo supermarket suspect, Peyton Gendron, in court today to answer to federal hate crime charges. Jury selection is underway in the contested Congress trial for Steve Bannon, the former Trump White House chief strategist, initially ignored.
Anything for me before I get out of here, Large?
No stuff. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's foremost infectious.
Large's mischievous hands are in control. Do you need anything from me before I get out of here?
I do not. You have a great afternoon. See you tomorrow. Sewer drain pool stuck video.
My God, that death must have been a terrible, terrible thing.
Can you imagine? Your brain is boiling. It's like.
Wow.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
They just
Did you have a nice weekend?
Bad yourself?
Oh,
yeah, quiet.
Yeah, died. 53 of them died in the truck.
Yeah, I got invited to golf like late Friday, so I went and played on Saturday, so that was good.
Oh yeah?
How there?
Yo, how's it going?
Hotter than hell on my side of the building.
You know what? Someone else was coming out saying that, and then I noticed the lobby was hot as hell.
Yeah, it's every Monday for some reason.
Oh.
Shut the fucking air conditioner off.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's fine in here.
Oh, weird.
I was gonna say it'll be hot in like another hour.
Right.
So did you go golfing somewhere cool?
I went to Red Rocks Country Club.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, never been.
Is it near Red Rocks Amphitheater?
Yeah, it's right there, right down the road. It's like you know where the Ford, the restaurant is?
Yeah.
I think he said at the end of Biden's
right
term.
There, like if you were to go to the Ford,
Yeah.
you just kind of.
So if he gets reelected, then what?
No, I think
What is it?
it's gonna
Hamden, and like come out on the other side, and like that's where all the houses.
Do you think the
and everything
Democrats
are.
Yeah.
try to put somebody in there for a second term?
Yeah.
Or rather than letting
No,
Biden?
Biden's going to run again. I think.
Mark and I got
Oh, I don't
married
think so.
in the Red Rocks Chapel
You really
29 years
underestimate the
ago.
resolve of
It was a pretty
progressives
view. I
not
love
doing
Red
anything.
Rocks. Just the whole area is
Don't
stunning.
even know.
Yeah, for sure.
he's not going to run again.
Actually, I agree wholeheartedly with that, but because his approval ratings are so low, I'm just wondering if they're never going to admit they did something wrong. But I'm wondering if they'll find a way to put somebody else. I think Hillary should run again.
Who?
If Hillary ran again, she would win. I'm not saying I want that.
There were a couple of people at the wedding who were really far left.
Of course.
And I was telling them, you guys should get down on your knees and pray that Trump runs, because I think a reasonable Democrat will beat Trump. If Trump doesn't run, then there's a good possibility that
See, he thinks Trump will lose on all cases.
I think Trump will lose
No matter what.
There are a lot of people who voted for Trump the first time who didn't realize what a maniac he was.
Yeah, they're going to go vote for Biden, right?
No. They're going to vote for. They're not going to vote for Trump a second time.
Oh, I would, even though I don't want him to run.
Yeah, I know.
I would.
Just to get rid of what we have.
If he was the choice, I would vote
between
for him.
who?
Between him and Biden, or him and
not-
any Democrat. Any Democrat.
Just to get rid of him.
But there are a lot of people who will not vote for Trump.
I know.
Again.
I told Mark that.
There's more people that would never vote for Biden again than would vote for Trump.
Biden's not running again.
That's what I'm.
It doesn't matter who it is. Kamala, then. I mean, whoever.
No,
it is.
it's not going to be either one of them.
Then who do you? Okay, Hillary. They only have like 3 fucking people they ever run. It's either Hillary or Biden.
But even the people that said, you know what,
Diet called, the soda, is that what these guys around here are doing?
Oh my God, if they don't, we're going to go broke.
Is Jeff the name of the guy City Lock? Jeff?
Here's the thing.
Is it Rosen?
With Carter and Clinton, how many people heard of either of those 2 years before the election? They came out of nowhere. I think there's going to be somebody coming out of nowhere that's going to be the Democratic nominee.
I agree with
Oh, wait,
that.
we got a...
But
God, I
No,
thought...
if you may vote. I'm just saying.
They're showing the...
who will not vote for Trump.
They're showing... Here's a photo of the guy, the thing stuck in the drain.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name?
Hey, that's my...
one funky
David, hi, in a sentence or less, what would you like to talk to Tom about on the show today?
Yeah. I'm downloading the video real quick.
Oh, I didn't see video. I just saw... I thought that...
That must be his address.
10-year, 100.
God damn, I wish I remember. Oh, primary elections.
Okay. Gotcha. Do you like the line from where that you worked there for so long? Do you like the line still?
How come we can't see?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. Gotcha. All right, thanks. Bye.
Why would there be water?
Well, because there's something wrong with the line, or...
I thought he said just solid.
Yeah, they're probably still...
But why would there be water in there right now?
There shouldn't be, unless the end of the line is so bound up that it's completely blocking any water from going by.
Is that it?
Goodness.
What
Troubleshooter Show, what's your first name?
Okay.
Jennifer, hi, in a sentence or less, what would you like to talk to Tom about on the show today?
Is that the line?
That's the
That's the old line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enter it now at khow.com.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, brought to you by waterpros.net. You want beautiful drinking water at the sink for under $1,000? You get it at waterpros.net, or a whole house conditioning system under $2,000. Waterpros.net. I have both systems and love them. Also, don't forget Garage Magic for your garage floors and patio decks. GarageMagic.com. They are the people that will go up and down the Front Range and guarantee your finish for life. 720-600-HOME. 720-600-HOME. Welcome to the show. Bob Logan with Plumbline Services, talking plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. We were talking about a lot of different stuff. We also want to talk about irrigation, lawn irrigation, and backflow valves. Do you do those? They want to know.
We do backflow, but we don't do anything outside of that.
You don't do the irrigation system itself.
No.
Okay. What is a backflow preventer? Is that to keep your water from being contaminated?
That's correct.
Where else are backflows necessary or needed? Are they required in other? I guess it's wherever the water. I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Every resident, every commercial building, everybody has a backflow. Backflow.
And that's for irrigation.
Getting contaminated, right, for water coming back into the system.
303-713-TALK.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Real quick, you know the gentleman with the tool stuck in the
Yes.
drain? I sent you and Bob that video.
Yeah, did you look at the
And
video
Mark.
yet? I know you downloaded.
We started to, and we didn't get a chance to really evaluate it.
Maybe we should put it up on the feed. Is it too long, Mark? How long is it?
No, it's not super long.
What do you see, though? Do you see it? You don't see...
Well, you see the old cable, and then at the very end, where the camera can't go any further, you see the remnants of what was left, the cutting piece.
But how can you see it if the pipe is perfect?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, the pipe does look really good. I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of offsets or... Now, there are a couple of areas that there could be bellies in, but that wouldn't cause a line to do this. But yeah, I'm not seeing offsets. I'm not seeing root intrusion. I'm not seeing a lot of things that we'd normally see in an older line like that. So, you know, there could have been a blockage or something at the transition going to the tap where he was trying to force it.
And what we're talking about,
and that line reversed on itself.
What we're talking about is we're talking about a company that went out Roto-Rooter and got the snake caught in his drain and said, you're going to have to spend $7 or $8 grand to get it out now. And he says, what? Why? And then he had a second and third opinion who both say, that pipe looks in great condition, and it looks like operator error. I don't know what an operator can do to do that, but...
Where it's stuck, it almost looks like it starts going down?
Yeah, that's going down to the city tap.
Okay, so it got stuck on the transition. But wouldn't that just be
That's too far. You're not supposed to go out to the tap, are you, Bob? You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, we go all the way to the tap when we're...
and when it goes down, what would cause that to kink?
Well, again, I didn't get a good... You can see it's a pretty good sweep there. But again, these machines are designed to follow that. And so, you know, if by chance his line got twisted up to a point and just happened to hit the top of that and then backed up.
If there's a weak spot in the cable, aren't I right? And it would kink easier?
Yeah, if we get a kink in our cable, we don't use it again. If
Yeah.
we get a kink, we repair it or replace it.
Let's go to Jennifer. Our number is 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. And you can text the show at 57739. Just put Tom in there so I know it's for me. Okay, so Jennifer, what's happening?
Hi there, Tom.
Hi.
I hired a contractor. I live in Parker. His name is Donald Shaw. He did some work for me.
Donald Shaw. What's the name of the company, Jennifer?
Well, he goes by three, and that's kind of the tricky part. So there's Shaw Landscaping. There's Colorado Outdoor Living and Landscaping. Right off the top of my head, I don't remember the third one, so my apologies. But
okay.
He did okay work outside of my home, and on Facebook, he's out there, you know, where people say, hey, can someone recommend someone to do this for me? And the job I had inside my home was to remove some walls and put up a railing, balusters. Our home was built in the 90s, so very old school.
Okay, so they did good work outside.
I was fine with the work outside. It took a little bit longer.
What about inside? What did you contract him to do inside?
I contracted him to remove a whole wall up my staircase.
Okay.
And then a few walls connecting the stairs where a landing and such is. And then replace those walls with baseboard, railing, and balusters.
Okay. Were you going to make it an open staircase?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so what happened?
Well, Donald gave me an outline, and he did not follow it. He started the day late. When he did come the next day, he did not come prepared.
Well, let's speed up to the end. I mean, did he ever complete the job?
No, to make a long story short, my stairs are open. I have no railing. I have no nothing. He did a very messy.
How much of the job is? How much is the job is done? 80%, 90%, what?
maybe 25%.
Is only done 25? So he tore down the walls because you have an open staircase.
Completely open. Only thing done was demolition.
Okay. Okay, so now, what does he say? I'm not coming back, or give me a chance, or be patient? What does he say?
Well, every day there's excuses. Something's wrong. He's got to go do this, get another tool, whatever. Something every single day.
Does he have a crew or just himself?
Well, it was just himself, and one day he came with another gentleman that was supposed to help. They ended up just spending most of the time sitting in my front yard. I actually had neighbors asking me, like, if something was wrong or if we were doing something outside because they spent so much time out there. They then tried to repurpose stuff that they had torn out.
This sucks.
And
so where does it stand right now? Did you file it?
It was supposed to be like a 3 or 4 day job. We get to like day 5 and kind of had a heart-to-heart, said, this is not okay.
How much have you paid him? That's what I want to know. What did you pay him for this inside job?
Well, the first installment was just over $900. The second installment was just under $1,300. So where I'm stuck is at that $1,300. I have no work done. He said no. He doesn't think he can complete the job. We decided to part ways. I was supposed to get a refund for that.
Did you get an agreement for that refund?
I have messages and texts. It was in writing, and I asked him for a physical check, which I have in hand, but I've been to his credit union, and there's no money to cash his check.
How much did he give you a check for?
It's $1,286.
$1,286? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So listen, you have that check. That's a crime.
Yes, and I've told Parker Police Department.
Good.
And they told me it's a civil issue.
Well, it's really
So
not with the check statute, but you can sue him for treble damages. You got to go through the bad check. I mean, I wouldn't even bother arguing about the job. I would just go ahead and you got some work from them. I would go ahead with the bad check statute. I'd even go to a collector for it or sue them on it. There's a whole a procedure you have to go through, but it's a pretty strong statute because the guy wrote you a check. It's not like he can say, well, I forgot or I didn't mean to. He wrote you a check.
Right. And the thing with this guy is he has...
Did it bounce? Did it actually... You have to make it bounce. Did it bounce?
No, it has not bounced.
Well, that's what you have to do.
To the credit union.
You have to have it marked insufficient funds.
Okay. And the way I understood it, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, if I were to deposit this in my bank and it bounces with me knowing that, I'm also in the wrong.
You don't know it. He could have put money in today. You don't know that.
Okay.
You're not obligated
Okay,
to. You're not obligated to know that. He wrote you a promissory note. That's what that is. You're going to deposit it, and when it bounces, you're going to invoke the bad check statute.
Okay.
Now, I mean, really, I mean, what else can you do? That's one of the strongest arguments you have is a bad check. Forget anything. You don't even have to explain anything. He just wrote you a bad check.
Yes, and I agree. And I know check fraud, I know what he did was fraudulent, which is why I asked him for the paper check.
Then you did right. Under Colorado law, listen to this. Under Colorado law, it is a crime to write a check and pay with a check knowing there's not enough money. It's a crime. You might want to show that to the morons in Parker, by the way. I can get you the CRS number, but it's a crime. Issuing a bad check is a petty offense that carries penalties up to 10 days in jail, $300 in fines. Now, to get your money is civil. To do the bad check statute, that's civil. And what you can do, so you can go and, go after them.
They don't arrest people that shoplift.
No, Mark, I'm just saying.
Parker's not going to pick this guy up under any circumstance.
Of course not.
No, and Parker knows his name, and he actually has several judgments against him because he fails to show up to court for other people.
But if
that
you
he owes
get,
money
listen,
to as well.
if you receive it, it says the maker of the check is liable to you for treble damages under the statute, okay? It says you have three options. The first measure is simply the face amount of the check plus actual damages. The second measure is treble damages. And the third measure, wait, no, that's the third. The second measure is the face amount of the check plus the amount of collection.
How much was the check for?
$12.86.
$12.86.
So that falls under up to 364 days in jail.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is a big offense, and it is a civil thing to get your money, but you can do it.
Does she have to go to Parker, or could she go to any jurisdiction in Colorado?
Well, no. I mean, obviously she has to. Wait, it doesn't even say where to bring it in court, actually. I don't know. But it is a statute that is well worth going after.
I would think Douglas County.
You know, the ironic
and you're going to get a judgment.
The face amount.
Right.
He sure as hell ain't going to be able to afford the
Okay,
treble.
well, listen, when you get a judgment, then you go to a collector. There are all kinds of ways to collect. People just don't do it. They think he has no money, I'm not going to collect.
From the hosts of the hit podcast Root of Evil and the creators of Atlanta Monster and Up and Vanished comes your newest true crime podcast obsession, Facing Evil. Each week explore a new crime that deeply resonates with all of us.
This case hits home for me because I am an openly gay woman. But to be quite honest, I think I would have come out much sooner in life if Matthew hadn't been killed.
Listen to Facing Evil on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
John Fuller is my accident lawyer on the show. He can be your accident lawyer at myaccidentlawyer.co. Let me just say something, okay? It all comes down to this. No matter how you look at it, if you are in a big, giant firm, you're going to be a number, okay? There's no way they can pay attention to each and every case. Now, they will if you have a big, giant case, but most of us have regular cases. Now, John can handle both, but he'll give you his number. That's the only number you'll be with him, is his cell phone number will be handed to you, and he'll look over your case, and he'll hold your hand through the whole process. Should you choose to hire John Fuller, he'll do also free initial consultations and contingency fee if you hire him. John Fuller, 303-597-4500, where you're never just a number. myaccidentlawyer.co. That's myaccidentlawyer.co. Now, if you call him, he'll answer the phone, he'll talk to you or one of his assistants, but then you will talk to John. He looks over every single case and handles them. 303-597-4500. You know, someone else who will give you free answers on the phone is Blake Harris. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. He's an estate planning attorney. Hey, you may say, hey, here's my situation. Here's what I make. I have a couple kids. What do I need? Do I need a will? Do I need a trust? Maybe a combination of the two? Maybe a beneficiary's deed or a payable on death certificate? You can ask Blake Harris free of charge at 833-ASK-BLAKE. 833-ASK-BLAKE. He only charges for what he actually does for you with flat rates quoted up front. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Wow, this is the season for RVs. And if you are looking for an RV, you don't have to look any further than Century RV. That's at I-25 and exit 240.
They got trailers now. This will drive you crazy. $5 a day. That's how low the payments are on brand new trailers at Century RV right now.
That's pretty cool. They have pop-ups. They have fifth wheels. They have travel trailers. They also have motorhomes, whatever you want, new or used, and they're paying extraordinary trade-in values. I-25, exit 240, right on Frontage Road. That's 303-453-1111.
Did you know that you do not have to tear out your entire kitchen in order to have a brand new look? Really? Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens. You'll save big over total kitchen replacement with our unique quarter-inch cabinet resurfacing process. Choose from our solid hardwood options or modern solid colors with our Duraline synthetics. Todd?
You bet, Dad. We'll build all new doors and drawer fronts with many styles to choose from, add new hardware, and if you wish, top it off with new custom-built counters. And how about adding a gorgeous new floor? Voila! A brand new luxurious look in your kitchen, having saved thousands. And you've not gone through the complications of a complete kitchen tear out.
Right on, Todd. Folks, call and check us out. Book your kitchen now for select install dates, and you'll enjoy a 12% savings. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
You should be able to earn money with your money, and with more control. Solo Funds makes it simple. With the Solo Funds app, you lend money to other members to help them replace a tire or cover an emergency expense, and they pay you back with a tip. It's a win-win. Plus, you control which loans you fund and when you fund them, so you can make a difference and a return. Join us. Download the Solo Funds app on the App Store or Google Play Store.
Who was it that came out? Pocahontas wants to start registering 15 and 16-year-olds to vote.
What?
Yeah, she wants to start getting them registered, not so they can vote, but pre-registered. So when they turn 18 or possibly 17, they can vote. So, of course, I'm sure the public schools would have their hands on that one. Can you imagine that?
That's why they want to do it.
Literally create Democrats as they're just popping out.
If there's a problem, rare. You can reach someone in seconds. Thank you for calling Easy Cater. Some food just doesn't work in box, but Easy Cater just does. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
The Rockies still have 5 unanswered runs in yesterday's loss to the Pirates.
Did you see him fist bump the Sheik?
Yes.
Mariah.
That one sheik said, listen, I know we went in there together to have lunch, and I know I came out with a garbage bag, but I didn't have anything to do with murdering
I was
him.
just helping out the health club. And you know what? These reporters are so, they love him so much, these guys murdered one of their own, and they still give Biden all this shit. It's insane.
Why would they put it in the fucking log to play twice?
What is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think didn't they haul him out in a briefcase, though?
I don't know.
I think it was a briefcase.
How do you take people in a briefcase, Mark?
It's easy. You chop them up first.
A briefcase?
A briefcase.
Come on, you can't fit a body in there, no matter how you chop it up.
I'm gonna get the video right now.
Depends on how
I'm
big
pretty sure it was a briefcase.
Depends on how big the suitcase is and how small.
Don't you remember? I don't like the guy, but he's done some funny shit. He had a show one time. Roger Moore, is it? No, wait, not Roger Moore. Who's the big fat guy?
Steve Moore. Yeah. Michael Moore.
The independent filmmaker.
The big fat
Michael.
So listen to this.
Michael Moore.
He comes out of the house. He does things he did this on a show where he made believe he was throwing away bodies in a big garbage can. His neighbors were watching him stuff things in. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget SaferNet.com. If you go to SaferNet, that is a website where you can download the SaferNet app. That app will save your bacon. It'll keep off all viruses, all malware, all ransomware. It'll keep your files from ever being encrypted. All you have to do is run it in the background, and you get to try it out free for 44 days. After that, it's only a few bucks per device it protects. It protects laptops, tablets, cell phones, and all you have to do is go to SaferNet.com. SaferNet.com. All right, let's go to the phones. And we are inviting anyone with a problem, question, or complaint to call 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So, Jennifer hired Shaw Landscaping or Colorado Outdoor Living and Landscaping. The owner is Donald Shaw. Beware. He wrote her a bad check. He didn't finish the job. Listen, I know people are having trouble with employees and all that, but there are some people that just keep getting in trouble, and that's no excuse, especially when there's liens against you, judgments against you. Just watch out for Donald Shaw, and he did work in Parker there and didn't finish it. So I suggested that she pursue the bad check statute, and it's just too bad. I would say, Mark, Do you know what's funny over the years? How the problems have changed. It used to be what do you think the number one problem was 40 years ago? Or no, it was cars. 40 cars. Car sales. What do you think number two was 40 years ago?
Whew.
Honest to God, number two problem.
40 years
ago? Yep. I just looked. 40 years ago, the complaints I got the most of next to cars.
Faxes.
Mail order.
Mail order.
There's no mail order. Well, I guess, is Amazon, online stuff is now mail order, right? But mail order, meaning not getting stuff or getting the wrong stuff or it shows up and...
Back when it used to take 6 to 8 weeks for delivery?
Yeah. But that was mail order.
When it showed up in...
I've ordered stuff on Amazon at 2 in the afternoon and it's been here. Look, you get delivery between 4 and 8 in the morning. Do you realize that?
It's amazing.
It's more convenient than going to a store. You get it most stuff. Do they warehouse this stuff? And how do they calculate or predict what to warehouse where?
He's just excellent at logistics, man. They've just got stuff moving all the time.
But how do they know what is going to move where?
Everything in the warehouse.
Yeah, but there's just... for example...
of what you think about Jeff Bezos, he has built an incredible business.
It's unbelievable.
He makes it almost impossible not to do business with him. How can you go
I forget
wrong?
what I wanted.
If there's anything you don't like,
I forget what
return, free shipping, no
questions. How can they have these warehouse? I wanted to order. It's a long story. I'm not going to tell you why. Cornhole game, right? 2x4 boards, right? The holes in them, the stand-ups. They're painted. You get bean bags with them, right? Have you seen those?
Yeah,
they're
kids love them.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like new age horseshoes.
Just somebody wanted this. Let's just put it this way. So I decided to order it. And I got it the next day. How does that happen? Where are these things that they can get them to you the next day?
They have warehouses, and when they sell one, they get another one from
But it's just amazing to me how people can move products the way they're moving them, and then out to your door. So this, I am more fascinated with the logistics than anything.
Yeah, Tom, I was in San Antonio. This is a couple years back now, and the guest speaker had forgot a cable that he needed for his video.
Yeah.
He went on Amazon and had it delivered to the hotel in an hour.
Come on.
I'm not kidding you. It's just I don't know if that option exists on
now.
Anything.
Walmart tried to compete with them. Walmart is trying.
Well, I think that's why
time.
they bought Jet.com.
They're doing really good.
They are doing good.
Walmart, if you follow their stock, those guys their numbers are unbelievable.
But they're good. They're transitioning to an online company too.
That's what I'm talking about. Their delivery, like Amazon does, their Prime or whatever they call it, Walmart Plus.
What really kills me, though, was when I go to a Home Depot or I go somewhere, maybe not Home Depot or Ace, they're all nice people, okay? But when they don't have something and they say, we can order that for you, and I'm thinking, yeah, moron, like I don't have a computer or a phone and I can't get it tomorrow.
They order it from Amazon.
They say, well, we can order it for you. It'll be in like, a week. And I'm thinking, yeah, right. Those are words that you should just say, we're going out of business soon. If you say to somebody, we can order that for you, we can order that for you. I went to another store one time, and again, this was years ago, and it was a music store looking for something. And the clerk says, well, we treat our customers, blah, blah, blah. We do a really good service here. And we do our customers really well. But it's nothing like you would get that. And they don't have any customer service at suchandsuch.com. And that's why they can sell stuff so cheap. And I said, okay, thank you. I'll let you know. And I walked out and went to suchandsuch.com and bought it online. She was just telling us why she's better than them, but she has to charge more. Anyway, that's the new world. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Leland Conway at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Floor traffic reported now on northbound I-25, anywhere from Santa Fe up through to around Spear or so, with heavy volume. Also some heavier traffic on 270, both directions, working your way towards Vasquez. There's really not too much unusual about that. I-25 through the Tech Center looks good. No reported delay on 225. C-470 in good shape. Some slow traffic on I-25 southbound south of Castle Rock with construction. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Record-breaking high today of 100 plus. Record being 99, set in 2020. Hot for the rest of the week as well, with highs in the mid to upper 90s. Currently it's 97. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
If summer is heating up your hiring needs, then you need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job and get hiring today by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney I hope you never need. I say criminal defense, and that means DUI. DUI is a crime. It's also a civil matter with motor vehicle, DMV. And Joe can handle both of those aspects for you. I urge you never try to do it alone, never shop under pressure. And I'd be remiss not to say you can prevent DUIs very easily with ride shares, taxis, and of course a designated driver. But if you're in trouble, you made a stupid mistake, something's going on in your life, you can use Joseph A. Lazzara. 303-429-6200. That's 303-429-6200. This is your last chance to get the best deal ever on replacing your old furnace and AC. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Fix It 24/7 is offering a new system with no payments for 18 months to help you battle inflation. Plus, they'll remove your old system and give you $800 in trade. Wow, what a deal. But you can't wait because it expires June 12th. So call now, 720-526-3939. Or
now where? Okay, now you could see a little offset at the top of the line there, but that wouldn't. I mean,
right there.
And yeah, that's not perfect, but it's a good. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that says, man, this line's in bad shape. So I would have to agree with the other contractors that it's in pretty good shape. So
let's look. Where is it? Come on, let's get to the end. Oh, right there. Look.
Yeah, so see how the cable goes down,
yeah.
And the blade's coming back up.
So it got snagged there. Look, oh, there's a kink. Look, right there. Do you see that?
Well, and that could have happened during that process, yeah.
Ooh, man, they dismembered this dude with a bone saw.
How do you know that?
They're just quoting this guy that I guess might have been there or something.
Did he see it?
I don't know.
The guy was never found.
They said they brought a bone saw in. They cut his body into pieces while he was still alive, as he and his colleagues listened to the music.
Oh, come on. How would he know that, though?
Well, he's acting like he said he and his colleagues, it sounds like.
They did it? Was he?
Like he was one of the ones there.
Then why wasn't he arrested?
Woo!
Where are you reading this?
This is on Wikipedia.
What is it called?
Assassination of Jamal Khashoggi.
Jamal? Jamal?
K-H-A.
Got it. Okay. Assassination. Is that what they call it? Wait, is it? No, this is Khashoggi. This is, never mind, this is.
That's him, Khashoggi. That's him.
Jamal Ahmad Khashoggi? This is the guy they killed? I thought he was American.
No, he was a American reporter. I don't know if he was. I don't know if he had dual citizenship or what.
Why didn't they? Okay. I don't know if I'm reading the right stuff.
No, you are. You're reading the right one.
Assassination? Entered the restaurant or the consulate to obtain documents. Amid news reports claiming he was dismembered with a bone saw.
There you go.
So they make a saw specifically for bones?
Yeah.
Doctors.
They actually do for orthopedic or slaughterhouses. I mean, not slaughterhouse, processing.
Hopefully he was on the deck before they started that process.
No, they said he was the guy that I think was there, or at least he's saying was there.
Didn't they have a video of them
Said he
coming
was
out there with
locked
garbage
up.
bags?
Well, they also brought in, checked it. No, I don't know about that, but they had a double of him. He walked in and they had someone his same size and everything. Walk out with the head down, thinking everybody would think that was him leaving.
Why did they kill him? Because of political opposition?
Because he didn't like the prince. He was attacking the prince all the time. I'm not even sure about what. But the prez high-fived him, or excuse me, knocked knuckles.
Monkeypox now. That's what Fauci's talking about now.
You realize that's almost purely gay men transferring it.
Are you sure?
I'm fucking positive. No, not almost sure. Mostly.
So what do you have to do to travel? Show a man card or something? I don't know. This is ridiculous.
It's crazy, man.
What is it? Is it serious monkeypox?
It looks like the most painful fucking thing I have ever seen. Have you seen people with them? Oh, my God, they look like these big boils all over.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere. Don't forget realcbdthatworks.com. Right now, 40% off until the 20th at midnight. That's 40% off all CBD products at Panacea Life. You go to realcbdthatworks.com, put SUMMER22 in the promo code. That's caps, SUMMER22, including their cosmetic line now with CBD anti-inflammatory properties. Bob Logan is with us from Plumline Services. We've been talking about this sewer line being kinked. We got the video. It was up and running. But, Bob, I see what looked like a kink to me in that line, but you're saying that could have happened during this process.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, obviously, it's
but
impossible
think about all that you guys do. With that transition down, is there something? Is the snake meant to go down that transition into the main?
It is, and again, you know, in a rare case, if the technician was forcing that cable much faster than it's designed to go, and it maybe caught on the top of that transition and reversed itself. I mean, it's like I said, it's not impossible. It's just unlikely. So. Is it technician error? Maybe. Is it just a fluke and a coincidence? More likely.
Wow.
But and again, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to defend Roto-Rooter, but to Michael's point, I mean, I looked at the video and the line looked in pretty good shape. I mean, it's an older line, you can tell, but but I didn't see a lot of offsets. I didn't see root intrusion. I didn't see a lot of the things that naturally would cause a line to get bound up like that. So that's a tough one. I mean, here's the thing: if we were in that situation, and if there was an offset root intrusion, something wrong with the line, we would tell the client the same thing. Say, you know what, we did everything we could,
right?
But that's not our fault. In a case like this, it's really hard to say, and so. You know, I don't want to. I would probably say, you know what? Regardless of what happened, let's just take care of the spot repair.
All right. That's Bob Logan. By the way, if you have any problems, questions, or complaints, or you want to talk about home services, you can call us at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Or you can call 303-MARTINO. You can call that 24/7, 303-627-8466. Okay, now listen to this. We have had no less than 50 moving complaints, and in every single case, I'm going to give you the scenario. First, they go online to search for movers. Second, they find a broker, and the broker is usually in Florida. I would say 99.9% of the time, they're in Florida. The broker takes money up front. That money's gone. Once you pay that broker, he's done. Takes the money and then gives the contract or sells the contract to another party. That other party contacts you and gets more money because they come and say, well, we can't possibly pick this up. It was way underestimated. So now they're already into it. They come on moving day, and obviously no one wants to delay their moving, so they pay the extra money. Now that guy's out of it. He takes the stuff, but then transfers it to another company that actually goes across state lines, and they, upon delivery, get even more money from you, saying it was overweight, or you have to pay, or it's going into storage, etc., etc. It's happened at least 50 times. Listen to this. A key player connected to 13 rogue moving companies operating across the country was arrested.
She sent the screenshot of the text. She was texting
to 78 months in prison. Wow. It happened in Tampa, Florida. Federal prosecutors say Audrey Shuklin from Miami and 11 others ran the scheme for 5 years and cost consumers millions of dollars. Now, this doesn't mean you can let your guard down, because this is just one of the many, I'm sure. More than 1,000 victims since 2017. They even, listen to this, they had a company called Unified Van Lines. Not United, but Unified.
Jimmy's who we talk to all the time.
So it was amazing what they did.
Dad.
Defendants conspired to participate in a moving enterprise, falsely inflating cubic footage of household goods, extorting customers into paying more upon delivery, or holding goods hostage. Are you hearing this? Finally, the federal government now arrested some of them. 2 months after this one couple moved to Florida, they went to a storage unit and recovered much of what they lost. Anyway, there were 12 defendants in all. 7 pleaded guilty. Federal prosecutors said the leaders, which is Shuklin and Verlan, Sergei Verlan, masterminded the criminal enterprises. So, can you believe? Man, this is unbelievable. By the way, it's really, really serious. Do never, and when I say this, I mean never, ever, ever, ever hire a mover out of Florida. I have to say that, and I don't mind saying it. Don't hire a mover out of Florida. But it's nice to know that finally something's been done.
Everywhere, there's nothing. I'm going, what the heck?
Tom, believe it or not, I spoke to Donald Shaw.
Boy, okay.
Good.
All right,
okay,
thanks,
don't tell me anything.
Bye.
What do you say?
He said, yeah, there was an incident last night, and the guy's dead. He doesn't want to speculate on anything, but a guy has been arrested. Someone was arrested.
Okay.
Things are pretty quiet. C470, 6th Avenue, Boulder Turnpike, all checking clear. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, expecting a record-breaking high of 100 degrees today. The record is 99, set back in 2020. Tonight's low 68, and then hot for the rest of the week as well, with highs in the mid to upper 90s. Currently, it's 98. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Say goodbye to crowded airports when you say hello to JSX, the Denver area's newest air carrier. Fly from a private terminal at Rocky Mountain Airport, nonstop to Dallas and Burbank on spacious 30-seat jets. Experience the simple joy of hassle-free flying. Book today at jsx.com.
If you're looking for a reverse loan, you know there are only a few people we recommend, because we want you to be walked through this process in a seamless way. Empower Reverse Mortgage is one of them. Mark Massey and his team will answer all of your questions and help you pick the best loan for you, whether it's a lump sum, monthly payments, or a line of credit. EmpowerReverse.com, 720-500-7719. That's their helpline for any questions, 720-500-7719. Genesis Total Exteriors is doing solar as well. A 25-year guarantee on all components, a 25-year performance guarantee. If you don't meet the targets that they say you will, that they projected for you, they'll write you a check for the difference to save you that much money in utilities. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, and here's the website for solar: GenesisSolarCO.com. That's GenesisSolarCO.com. And for all of them, you can call 303-679-8509. So many people have questions right now about real estate. Should I sell? Should I hold? What can I buy if I do sell? Frank Duran is offering a free analysis. This is no trick to get you to list, although you can't do better than Frank Duran if you are listing. However, Frank Duran, the real estate man, will do a free market analysis, no obligation whatsoever, on comps, what you can sell your house for based on his 27 years of experience, and then what you can buy, because he does both the buying and the selling for you, and he has extraordinary results, no gimmicks. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Dave Logan with Dr. Eric Dorniger from Blue Sky CBD. Doctor, tell us why Blue Sky CBD is different.
Guaranteed purity and potency, 0 THC, third-party tested, and budget, lowest cost per milligram.
Talk to us a little bit more about potency. We know that Blue Sky is different from other leading CBD brands.
Yeah, we have dosages meant to affect clinical outcomes. Max release is 5,000 milligrams of CBD and CBG per isolated molecules as compared to other brands. Our cost per milligram is on average 30% less.
And finally, I've been using Blue Sky CBD for the last couple of years. How should people decide which product is actually the best for them?
We love the original for everyday maintenance, mood, and wellness. Max relief, chronic and severe pain. Pro for that athlete and all of us, peak performance and advanced recovery. And the sleep, the most potent sleep formula on the market.
Try it. You'll love it. Use promo code Denver for 30% off your next order. And check them out online at bluesky-cbd.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GOLD for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's promo code GOLD. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GOLD for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code GOLD for a $5 bonus.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Granger is with you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and
sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner?
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungeredInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Listen to us on your radio, on your desktop, and on your smart device. Denver's talk station is available everywhere, in your car, at work, and wherever you go. All you need is our free iHeartRadio app. Just say, play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK is our number, 303-713-8255. So, what is a geek city? It's a city that has a lot of stores catering to geeks, like collectibles for Star Wars and stuff like that. They have conventions for where characters show up and all of that. And basically they have role-playing and, you know, like LARPing. And so what's the geekiest city in the country? Of course it's New York, because you have the most people, wouldn't you say? They have they have events, collectibles, costumes, all of that. The second one, of course, Los Angeles. So those are geeky. I never looked at them as geeky cities. And who do you think is number 3?
But aren't those like the 2 largest markets? Aren't they?
That's
probably
why I'm saying
the
it's
biggest
weird.
Period.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Vegas, though, is 3. Vegas has a lot of shows, a lot of, what do you call those shows? Those fan shows, right?
Like there's Comic-Con?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Exactly what I'm talking about. I went, oh, God. I went to one time in Denver. A Star Trek. Oh, my God. I could not believe it. I felt out of place because I love Star Trek.
I was going to say, I bet you loved it.
I love Star Trek, and I wanted to see some of the characters. I mean the real actors, but
you didn't have your Vulcan ears on?
There was everyone had Vulcan ears, or they were Klingons, or there's some Romulans, and there were so many weirdos. It freaked me out. I couldn't stay. I just left. I mean, it was too freaky for me. Okay, the fourth geekiest city. So we have New York, Los Angeles, Vegas. Is Atlanta, Georgia. Would you think of Atlanta? And then San Antonio. Isn't that weird? And then Houston. Where is Denver? I'll tell you where Denver is. Chicago's next, Orlando, Austin, Portland, Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio, and then number 14, Denver.
Really? Didn't you beat Columbus and Indianapolis?
Not for geekiness. And then you have another, it goes down and down. And the last on the list, because they only did the top 100. Oh, no, they didn't. Holy crap. How many cities did they do? 200 or 196? So, just stupid little places in Nevada. Spring Valley Enterprise, of course. Miramar, Florida. These are all toward the bottom. Kansas City. Anyway, geeky cities. I thought you'd like to know the geeky cities, okay? And that's what we have here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And this one thing got me on social media I saw. There was a woman, and this is still happening, and I didn't realize it was happening in Colorado. There's a woman. She literally walked through Home Depot at Arapahoe and Boston, down there I-25 there, filled up her cart, wheeled it out. One employee was going to ask her what was going on, went up. This person was verbing. A manager came up and said, no, don't do anything. She goes outside, packs up her car, and leaves. We hear about this in California. But
just in broad daylight.
Yeah, broad daylight, they piled up the car with a shopping cart. There was a guy waiting for her outside. They got in the car and left.
That's unbelievable to me.
There's literally no prosecution. So that's amazing to me right there. That you can still do that and get away with it.
I'll bet if you or I did it, we'd be arrested, Tom.
Now, speaking of inflation, we hear that some inflation is caused by greed. In other words, companies know, corporations know that people are expecting inflation, so now they're feeding into it. Now that, I'm not giving an excuse to the administration or any of the other politicians saying that's what's going on. However, there were 5 price hikes by General Mills. These are cereals and foods. And they posted 97% profits. How do you now that can't now inflation, I get it, but 97%?
Well, you're right, Tom, and greed or not, who knows, but you and I talked about this because all we're trying to do is maintain the margins that we had.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. You want to maintain a margin.
But what I heard, it's more in the consumables, products or services that have high price elasticity, like cereal, like soft drinks, like things that because if you go from say $5,000 to $5,500, $500 is a lot of money. But if you take a box of cereal that's $3.50, I don't even know what they cost now, to $4.50, $1 isn't going to break the bank for most people, so they don't get upset about it, even though they're jacking their prices up so quick.
I don't understand what you're reading there.
I'm reading
97%. What does that mean?
Okay, it went from the profits. Okay, it went to $823 million, and that's what it rose. It profits skyrocketed 97% to $823 million compared to the year before that. And then it says, hold on, for its 2022 fiscal year, the profits are a total of 16% higher. That was a quarter, by the way, that skyrocketed. Now it's 16% higher at $2.7 billion. Anyway, that's just General Mills. They say a lot of profits. Hormel Foods and other food companies are taking advantage of this, and it doesn't reflect necessarily inflation.
Our crazy financial times can create smart opportunities for you, such as long-term care insurance from 525 Advisors. By repositioning some of your savings right now, you can get 3 times your investment in long-term care coverage, tax-free, and get all your money back if you never use it. Join Brian Ott of 525 Advisors for his free long-term care planning live webinar this Thursday afternoon at 4. Sign up at 525longtermcare.com. That's 525longtermcare.com.
The Pod Meets World podcast takes you back in time to 1993 for the ultimate Boy Meets World rewatch. Join original cast members Danielle Fishel, Will Friedle, and Ryder Strong as they relive every episode, sharing memories, behind-the-scenes info, and more.
None of us have seen an episode since it aired back in the 90s, so we'll be witnessing our middle part haircuts, hooded t-shirts, and teenage overacting for basically the first time right along with you.
Listen to Pod Meets World on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter, mornings at 10. Streaming live on our free iHeartRadio app and at khow.com.
ABC News, I'm Andrew Dimberg. Jury selection is underway in the contempt of Congress trial for Steve Bannon. The former Trump White House chief strategist initially ignored a subpoena from the January 6 committee, citing executive privilege. And then he changed his mind.
This judge has basically said we're not turning this into a political trial. Bannon wanted to call all sorts of witnesses. He wanted to call committee members. This judge, not just a Trump appointee, but a former Clarence Thomas clerk. So this is not some liberal lackey judge here. This is someone who decided based on the law that Bannon doesn't have much of a defense.
ABC's chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. A not guilty plea from Peyton Gendron. The suspect in the deadly shooting at a Buffalo, New York supermarket was arraigned today on federal hate crime charges. Parents who lost children in the school massacre in Uvalde, Texas, are calling for action after the release of a preliminary state legislative report on the law enforcement response.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's foremost infectious disease expert, says he'll be retiring by the end of President Biden's term in office.
This is ABC News. A gun buyback program will take place later this month in Houston. Residents will be able to turn in firearms with no questions asked in exchange for gift cards in the amounts of $50 to $200, depending on the type of weapon.
Guns are easier to get than it is to get child care, health care, a college education, and a decent job. We can't change all those systems overnight, and we know that. But we can take action by removing guns from the street.
Harris County Commissioner Rodney Ellis says the goal is to reduce violent crime. The head of General Motors says the economy may be shaky, but still believes the future is electric.
GM CEO Mary Barra telling the Associated Press by the middle of this decade, in as little as 2.5 years, GM will sell more electric vehicles in the U.S. than EV.
Increased 11% to $3.5 billion. General Mills.
Tom, if you want to hear what Judge...
No, but that one quarter was 97%, Mark.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, God, who knows what expenses, who knows what they took there? The whole year is going to be what I just read, maybe 11%.
22% is what it is a year. If their fiscal year it was whatever percent. For 2022, it was up to $2.7 billion. And that represented like a 19% profit. Here's what I want to know. If they're raising prices, I mean, they're more than raising prices, obviously. For example, clothing. Most Americans on a poll blame corporate greed for inflation. Most Americans. Okay, that's what the polls found.
That doesn't surprise me a bit. Because that's the message. People being brainwashed with.
That's what, you hear Biden, you hear him blaming everyone for everything. Every time he gets to the podium, he
blame somebody for something, and then touts his accomplishments.
But as much as
we've got more employment.
But they all do that, Tom. Every politician does. It's like, you know, if you listen to these, you look at these Senate hearings, they never answer the question. The people who are being questioned never answer damn question.
Right.
They will do everything to prevaricate and just not say yes or no or give a number. So here's the craziest story on the internet. In India, a bunch of monkeys grabbed a newborn baby, cuddled it for a little while, and then threw him off the roof, and he died.
Well, are you shitting me?
Can you imagine that?
How'd the monkeys get the baby?
They just grabbed it out of the couch. You know, these baboons are pretty strong. They're pretty big. And if you've seen the canines on a baboon, they're huge.
Out there on the highway through the construction directions on I-70 and I-270 with slower speeds across Commerce City.
I think that's why I'm so happy, because I never watch the news.
I don't watch the news anymore
I don't
either.
watch the news, I don't listen to the news, I don't look at it on my phone.
Tonight's light chance of showers, 7 tomorrow, Wednesday.
There's nothing positive.
And weather, Katie Mitchell, the 30s, stay out.
If you haven't watched it, I always tell these guys, if you watch Shep Smith from 5 to 6,
God, you're so
That's
wrong.
such
on
bullshit, man.
I don't think
Oh
he's
my
buying
That guy's as lefty as
Oh,
anybody.
shit.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
No way.
Yes.
How come he hasn't said one thing about Biden's laptop?
Not one thing.
Not one word.
No. I don't think he's biased.
God, he might not be, but his bosses tell him what to talk about and what not to.
You think so?
Of course, absolutely. Have you not seen the actual recordings and stuff come out? How about the video of him doing coke with the hooker? That should be on every news channel anywhere. If that was Don Jr.,
Oh, God.
holy shit.
It would be on the front page of the Times.
It's unbelievable. This kid's a fucking creepo, man.
Well, you know what? Put his son away, but don't impeach Biden. Please do not impeach Biden. 2 years of Kamala Harris, we'll be back in the Stone Age.
Do you think secretly the Democrats regret Biden being president?
No.
No.
It was anything but Trump.
Right.
He is such a weak kid.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. That's the guy you call, Frank Duran, for a free market analysis of your home to see what it will sell for under his plan. He sells for more money and sooner than anyone. Well, not anyone, but the market average, let's say, and he'll show you by stats. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Plus, just a great guy. 303-920-1622. Tony's got a problem with her sister, I guess.
Hello.
Hey, Tony, what's happening?
Hi.
Hi.
I've been checking. My sister recently had to go to assisted living.
Okay.
And she was living in an apartment, a very nice apartment. She'd been there for 3 years and paid rent and everything. And I've been her caregiver. I'm a nurse, and I've just been taking care of her. And she started to have falls. She lives alone. And she started to fall, and so that's not a safe situation. So anyway, we looked around for an assisted living, and we found one in our neighborhood, which is good. So they're hard to find.
Yeah.
So it was quick. So anyway, we moved her in last week, and then she got a notice and she had signed a contract to renew her rental in April.
Okay, so that's really the issue then. We're not complaining about the assisted living?
Well, we're to some degree, but they're wanting her to pay. They say they're not going to give her deposit back.
Okay, hold on, Tony. Are we complaining about the landlord then? She wants to get out of her lease. We're not complaining about assisted living. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. Okay, hold on. So when did she sign to renew her lease?
In April. April 1st. She goes month to month.
Okay. Oh, wait. She goes month?
Well, not month to month.
What
It's
did
a
she
contract
sign for
year.
in April?
Another year. At
for 1 year in April. Do you know if there's any medical exemptions in that?
No, because when we asked, when they said she was going to have to pay this, and there's a check mark of divorce and all that, and there was a medical thing there.
Wait. They would, hold on. Did they say anything at all about divorce? What did they say? That if you're divorced, you can get out of it?
No, they had all these listings of every reason, and it doesn't matter, even death. It said
Of course,
medical
no.
or death.
You know what? Even in a nursing home, for example, if someone dies in the middle of the rent term and they didn't give the 30 days notice, they're charged as well. No, honest to God, because death is not an excuse to get out of a contract. It not against the estate. It's not. Nor is sickness and falling. Tony, here's what I'm going to tell you, and you probably don't want to hear it. It's going to it's going to be the landlord's choice whether they want to let her out of it or not. Technically, they could hold her to the entire contract, but they're obligated to mitigate their losses by trying to find someone else to rent it. So, what are they offering? Are they offering any kind of a settlement?
No.
Wait, they want to hold her to the whole year?
They said $3,000.
Well, that's different. How much is her rent every month?
Close to $2,000.
Okay, so they will let her out if she pays what?
I thought she said $7,000. There's a breakdown.
Is there a total of $7,000?
There's $3,000 just to break the contract, and in the contract it says 60 days of rent. And then, so that would be 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. And then they said, no, she can't have her deposit back.
So the 3,000 plus, hold on, the 3,000 plus 60 days of rent plus the deposit is what you're saying.
Yes.
And what is all that? What does all that equal, Tony?
$7,000.
Oh my goodness gracious! Oh man.
And I've tried to talk to them for some empathy.
Exactly. Now that's where I'm going with this, Tony. I understand the legalities of it, and a lot of people think, well, she's sick, she can't live there. Now, technically, if she was in danger because somebody was threatening her, that's different. But when an older person needs to leave an apartment, they need to settle with the landlord. Unfortunately, this is an exorbitant amount. Like what, for example, you said she was paying $2,000 a month, right?
Close to that, maybe a little bit, maybe $1,800 or $1,900, but close to $2,000.
Okay, so if she's paying $1,900, the whole year would be $22,800, right? And she's been there how many months? April, May, June, July. So let's say 4 months. So she's $8,000. So yeah, it's. I know what they're doing. They're playing hardball here. $7,000.
We'll rent the apartment as soon as we move out. I've got everything moved already. So by the end of this month, we'll be totally out. And my guess is they're going to immediately rent it.
Well, I want to know something, Tony. Are all of these losses delineated in the lease? Do they talk about a $3,000 break lease fee and 60 days of rent and the deposit?
That's the paper that they gave her to sign, and she said she didn't want to sign it until she found out.
But here's what I'm asking. Does the lease mention these penalties? Not whatever they gave her to sign to get out of it, But the lease she signed in April, does it say there's a $3,000 cancellation fee? Does it say plus 60 days rent, plus you lose your deposit? Is there an outline in that lease that says that?
I don't have that. I don't have the contract, and I don't know.
Does
where
she have
would
it?
Put it. She says she probably has it someplace, but she doesn't know where that is.
Okay.
I guess I could see if they would give me the formal lease.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. They won't do anything. They won't give her any kind of a break.
No. They said that's how it is, and if people die, too bad. You broke the lease.
Well,
so I've been talking
believe it or not, death, they can't hold you to the whole lease with death, but what they can do is they can assess a penalty against the estate. Suze?
Well, I just had a lady call. She said with her lease, she's able to get a doctor's note saying that, she needs to move into assisted living.
You
I
know
don't
what?
know.
That might be something. You know what, Tony? I do change my mind. We do need to get a copy of that lease. We'll have somebody look at it for you. But you got to get a copy of it. Your sister has no idea where she put it?
I'm sure they have a copy somewhere they can give her.
Yeah, moving papers all over. I'll check with her and see.
And then do me a favor, ask for it. And then once you do that, we'd be happy to have someone look at it. If you do that, really. But we really need to get some kind of resolution one way or the other. But we got to look at the lease before we can do that.
Here's what I don't understand, Tom.
Yes, Bob, go ahead.
I was just going to say, here's what I don't understand. I understand they have the right to collect this based on their legal agreements, just like the sewer line, right?
Yeah.
But for crying out loud, can't some companies just have a heart and do what's right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking if we get the lease, if we get the lease, I'm thinking that we can probably look and see if they have a legal right to do all of that, and then call them if they do have a right. We might have someone call and just negotiate. Now,
to Tony's point, they're going to rent this out the day after they're able to.
I know. Tony, we will work with you. Try to get that lease. And Suze, can you tell her where she can get us a copy of that lease and get back to us? I'm going to mark this pending. What about, do you remember the woman, listen to this, Bob, a woman complained about One Source. One Source did a furnace for her, I believe. Suze, remember the woman that called Marilyn? I'm looking at the pending cases. I just happen to be looking at them because I'm making Tony a pending case. Marilyn called on the 15th, and she said she complained about One Source.
Yeah.
And then they put her on a no service list.
That's right.
Wait, you guys are forgetting a big part of it.
What?
Smarty Marty's working on this one.
Oh, okay.
One Source installed, I think, the furnace and air conditioner. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah, something
well,
like that.
they bought a company that installed it.
I thought then they sold to a company. And then that woman's trying to get warranty work through the new company.
I believe it's the other way around. They inherited a company that installed it.
So hold on. But it has nothing to do with her complaining?
Whoever she bought it from won't deal with her anymore because she kept calling up there. But she never even purchased it from them. She purchased it from a different company.
But if a company acquired them, they're obligated to fulfill all the warranties.
I'm pretty sure One Source.
Well, they didn't acquire like the stock. I'm sure.
No, maybe they just bought the assets.
I'm
Bob.
sure they just bought the assets.
Sometimes I know what you're saying. If they buy the actual company, they buy everything. But if they buy the assets or even the name, they don't necessarily. There are ways to get around warranties when you purchase a company, unfortunately. But what about, is there a such thing in the industry, Bob, about people you'd rather not service? I'm going to tell you something. I bet you there is.
One time you were going to put together a list of all.
I really was. I was going to put together a list of bad consumers. But, I might. This is like
There's no company out there that would want to.
They won't admit. They won't admit someone is a pain in the ass. Yes.
Guys, our original note on Maryland from what last year was furnace installation, company since purchased by Air Pros, signed new contract in 2020 with Air Pros, now no gas. Excel found a leak, and then we helped her with this problem.
But then they put her out, and they don't want to help her anymore because she complained, right? That's the point, is what I'm thinking. Anyway, I just wondered what happened to that. Smarty Marty's working on that. That's good.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Become the Banker is a retirement strategy. It's tied with a mutual insurance company. That means the policyholders own part of it. And what you do is you purposely pay more than the premium on the insurance. And that extra money goes into a cash account. It's called cash value, and it grows tax-free if you follow this procedure. So you get this tax-free money growing. And once you get a bunch of it, you can borrow from it instead of a credit card, hence become the banker. After that, you pay it back like you would a credit card. So you're actually funding more money by paying interest to yourself. And that grows tax-free. The idea is to keep doing this through your life until retirement. And then you use that money in retirement tax-free. Find out more at becomethebanker.org. Something else I want you to do. Call the Art of Granite for a free estimate on the phone for your countertops. He does granite, quartz, natural stone, man-made materials, and he can give you a price on the phone. Now listen, it's real. He's so proud of his prices. He has a yard in Golden at West Colfax and I-70 where you can see all of the beautiful stone or buy it somewhere else, but he buys it on his account. Wholesale on all materials, tear out and haul away's free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. Get your price right now. 303-386-5919.
Over at 5280 Magazine, where professionals are selected by their peers as among the best in Colorado, Aspenwood Dental has made the grade for 14 years in a row. Hey, it's Ross, and that doesn't surprise me at all because Aspenwood Dental has been truly fantastic for my family. When my wife had a tooth fail, Dr. Dan Zeppelin replaced it with an implant that you can't tell from the original tooth except that it's stronger. And when I had recent significant tooth pain, the Aspenwood folks fixed it without needing the tooth extraction that a prior dentist had recommended. The whole team, Drs. Yaros, Augustine, Zeppelin, and Son, are experienced, talented, and truly caring. So whether you need general or family dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, or the very best in replacing missing or failing teeth, please go where Kristen and I go, and that is Aspenwood Dental. Remember, you can always get a free consultation. Get started at aspenwooddental.com. Once again, that's aspenwooddental.com.
Don't sweat over high energy bills this summer. Stay comfortable in your home all year long with new Champion Comfort 365 windows. Right now, Champion is offering buy 2 windows, get 2 free. At Champion, we make buying new windows easy. We help you choose the best design options for your home. We then build your project in our very own factory right here in the USA. Our install team manages your project every step of the way, and it's all backed by our lifetime guarantee. Turn your house into your dream home with more livable space in a new Champion sunroom, or enhance your curb appeal with new siding, now 30% off. Don't wait, this sale won't last long. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and 30% off sunrooms and siding, plus 60-month low-interest financing options. Visit ChampionSaveNow.com to schedule a free in-home estimate today. All discounts apply to our regular prices. Minimum purchase required, subject to qualifying credit approval. Cannot be combined with other advertised offers. See store or website for details.
And
Doug. Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 in 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The economy is heading for a total disaster. The Fed must choose between a stock market and housing market crash or hyperinflation. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to diversify your retirement savings into physical gold today. To help you get started, my friends at Birch Gold have created a free information kit.
I don't know the reason. I'm not denying it. I just don't know why.
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
You had a guy that was a guest here a long time ago, AAA, Emergency Tree Service or something like that.
Yeah.
Does he still?
He's still with us.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think it's Tony, if you're...
He's not on the referral list, I don't think.
Yeah, AAA Tree Service.
Do you need it? Is he on your referral list?
I'm pretty sure AAA...
Do you need him? I need to find somebody to do some mitigation and stuff. Nothing emergency.
We had some good ones.
But
Yeah, AAA Tree Service. Hold on.
But this was... I remember Tom giving him a hard time because he said he called it AAA Emergency Tree Service. It sounds like emergency makes you think like...
Yeah, they're right.
All over.
They're right on there. AAA Emergency Tree Service. They've been with us a long time.
That's the part he remembers.
I'm sure the guy's name is Tony.
That's the part he remembers. I gave him a hard time.
Or is it Mike?
So I got to get off and get crack acid dawn on it.
Where are you going to? Is there
Rhode
a
Island.
wedding?
Newport. Do you hang out in those, do you ever go to the airport clubs and shit or no?
I travel. I'm not traveling in black tie. Although, nowadays, I like to bring a bag and be quick. How do you pack a tux? I got to get a suit bag, I guess.
Yeah, let's get a suit bag, that's all.
Well, I know, but then can you pack other shit? Yeah, I used to have a suit bag, but I haven't worn a suit so long. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, as I said, most Americans, according to a poll conducted, recent polling shows corporations are blamed for, most Americans blame corporate greed for inflation. You see, the public relations thing Biden's doing is working. They do blame corporate greed. Now, it's mostly Democrats who blame corporate greed, and independents, some of them. Republicans blame the administration, as you'd suspect. And among them, they feel like most price gouging is being done by big oil and big pharma. And on the other hand, they beg for the injections. It's amazing to me. We are just weird right now. And, you know, someone mentioned this, and I don't like the thought, but they say that they can see a time when this country is moving to two countries where people will migrate to states and cities that agree with them politically and just forget trying to live in other areas. And some of that's happening. There's a big exodus from many states to other states. You look at the migration patterns right now of where people are moving. Look at it. It's weird. A lot of these big liberal states, people are moving to conservative states, and I believe those people are probably conservative. And I'll bet you that there are some liberal people in conservative states that don't want to live there. And I think what you're going to see, you really are going to see migration patterns based on politics because they feel more comfortable. Florida's feeling it for sure.
Yeah, just look at Florida and Texas. They've had
Florida and Texas really feel.
My best friend lives in Sarasota.
And you might. Do you have the mic on, or are you just talking from the peanut gallery? Oh, you're on. You're on.
Yeah, I'm saying my best friend lives in Sarasota and said the influx of older people, conservative older people, is just unbelievable.
And however, not everyone is moving for political reasons, but that seems to be a big motivating factor right now. political moves. Is that weird?
I think the political part, though, is a lot with the pocketbook. I mean, they're just getting taxed too high.
Oh, also, they say when they were questioned, they didn't say out and out it's politics, but one of the number one reasons for moving, crime. I mean, think about this. You can be in L.A. Somebody can walk up to you and rob you, and no one will get arrested. Think about that. Smash and grabs, shoplifting, all over California. Not so much in Orange County as you get south, but and I don't know why, but it's amazing. And people, like, for example, in our state alone, a lot of people have stopped going downtown. It's really dangerous downtown right now. There's not a day goes by you don't hear about a shooting or a stabbing downtown. We never used to hear about that.
Tom,
Mark,
in California,
Mark, do you like the idea of going downtown?
I don't go downtown.
No, I'm serious. And I never thought we'd
too.
I never thought we'd get to a point.
People that go down.
I never thought we'd get to a point where we consider downtown Denver, dangerous, for God's sakes, where you don't feel like going down there with your family. And and also, I know some people who went on a business trip to L.A. or Beverly Hills area, even the Beverly Hills area. They could not walk the streets because they're crowded with homeless people. They had to meander because they could not get around the tents and the encampments.
But they're getting rid of some of those really liberal DAs in California. They had one that was recalled, is either L.A. or San Francisco, and they're trying to recall the other one.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I did know there was a recall. Did they actually recall him?
Absolutely, yeah.
San Francisco.
He got voted out.
And what about the guy in New York that is prosecuting that bodega owner for murder?
They really have no mechanism in New York to have a recall on a DA.
But where is all this crime going to? That's what I want to know. Do people care about it? Do they consider crime a political thing? Or is it the defund police thing, which is kind of political? I'm wondering what people think. Why do they blame the pandemic? What are they blaming for crime? What do people blame for crime? And is it coincidental? And again, I swear to God, I am not trying to further any political agenda. But if you look at the facts, crime is rising faster in Democrat-controlled cities and states. Why is that? Why? I mean, why aren't people asking these questions? And I mean all people. And just ask, is it because of that or not? Maybe it's not. I don't know. What do you think?
I think some people think that crime in general might be rising right now because of the way we handled crime in the past, and they believe if we're looser, if you will,
we're friendlier.
We're friendlier,
and we're not let's just say we're not racist, okay?
And not racist. That crime will eventually be less.
And I think people believe that the enforcement of crime is almost mean to victims. The victims not of crime, that people are calling criminals victims of the system.
There is something to be said about a 16-year-old kid that goes awry and gets in trouble and gets caught and then ends up in a juvenile home and then from there, of course, learns more tricks of the trade, if you will, and then ends up in jail or prison at 18, where he learns even more bad behavior. There is something to be said to that.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, if you have any ideas, give us a call. You have a problem, question, or complaint, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Bob, we do have some HVAC questions coming up on the outside I don't know what it means, but the part that can you get it combed? Are they talking about their outside AC compressor? What is, or is that the what is it? The evaporator? What's outside?
They are. The condenser is.
And it's smashed. Their fins are smashed up. That's the condenser.
That's what they're talking about, and it could be from hail or.
What's the purpose of a condenser?
To remove heat from the house.
Okay, now, those fins play a very important part because they radiate heat away, right?
Yeah, so it's restricting the unit if those...
Have you heard of people combing them out? It's called combing it out?
Yes, and you can, and it's a very tedious process, and it is somewhat effective depending on how bad the damage is.
But if it's really bad, you have to replace it? Do you replace the whole unit or what?
Yeah, typically I would.
Wow. So combing out a condenser can be done if you have minor damage, but I can see where you're saying if it's really smashed up a bit, you can't do it. And cleaning it out, does it hurt it cleaning it out with a pressure washer or hose?
No, but that's where if you take a high pressure
it could bend
hose next to the fins, you could cause damage there. So just take your garden hose and rinse it, from the inside and outside, and again, try not to use too high a pressure. Just keep that. But the best thing to do is have a professional company come out, and they have chemicals that they use to clean those. That's the best way to do it.
Don't forget to do your insurance checkup and make sure you're not paying too much for insurance coverage. But even more important nowadays, did you know that like 93% of those homes will never be rebuilt, or the people had to walk away from their equity because they were underinsured? They just had enough to pay the mortgage and a few $100,000, but not close to market value. They have lost sometimes what amounts to life savings for people because they depend on that equity. Don't be underinsured. Get an insurance checkup free of charge. 303-996-9000. 303-996-9000. That's Compass Insurance Group, theinsurancehelpcenter.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Hot and Crispy Fries.
And we do have a couple of things in your way this afternoon. Police activity westbound I-70 at York. Avoid.
Created its own ecosystem, basically.
So I've been using Quicken for all my finances, but Quicken doesn't connect to everybody.
No. Plus, that's pretty fucking old school, man.
No, it's just for a picture. I don't use it to plan any. But the Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies has their own. It's awesome. All you have to do, you have to give it, of course, and it's encrypted, but you have to give them all your username and passwords, and they say they can reflect anything. So you can put every. I've always wanted
From
to
Quickens, like pull it out.
Like Quicken, but better. They say there's not one they found that it won't download.
But can it take all the info you've already taken years putting into Quicken and import it?
So, American Restoration 24/7
is a very, very important company to know. If ever, and I hope you don't need them, but if ever your home has a catastrophe, a broken pipe, a flood, a fire, even smoke and ash being close to fires, black mold, asbestos, don't be victimized twice. Now, your insurance might pay for some of this stuff, so people say, I don't have to worry about restoration companies, my insurance paying. But if they pay once, they pay once. That's it. If you have the wrong company, you're left with the mess. You need a company straight up. Not just a glorified carpet cleaner who calls himself a restoration expert, or a construction company that calls themselves a restoration expert. You need the true restoration experts at American Restoration 24/7. And when I say true, I mean it. All the certifications required by EPA, and they're part of the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. You know what? Most people don't even know what that is. So when you have a problem, you call AmRest247.com, AmRest247.com, or 8337-AMREST. That's 8337-AMREST. So, do you need a will? Most everyone thinks they do, and of course they do. What about a trust? Maybe, maybe not. What about something in between, like a payable on death certificate or a beneficiary's deed? All of these things, do you know what you need? Everyone needs some kind of an estate plan, right? You can even protect your heirs through their lifetime. Call or talk to Mile High Estate. This is BlakeHarrisLaw.com. He's been around for years now. Blake Harris will answer your questions free of charge at 833-ASK Blake. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE. And if you hire him, flat rates for whatever he does, quoted up front. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at Orchard.com. Takes just a couple of minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.
Dave Logan with Dr. Eric Dorniger from Blue Sky CBD. Doctor, tell us why Blue Sky CBD is different.
Guaranteed purity and potency, 0 THC, third-party tested, and budget, lowest cost per milligram.
Talk to us a little bit more about potency. We know that Blue Sky is different from other leading CBD brands.
Yeah, we have dosages meant to...
That's pretty special.
Yeah, she typically goes out every 2 years. It's been 3 because of COVID, but typically every 2 years for about 5 or 6 weeks.
I was just talking to my neighbor. His daughter is, I want to say it's in Costa Rica. She's going on just a 2-week mission, and he doesn't like it anymore. And all of his kids, she's the youngest, have done it their whole lives. He said the organization that puts it together now, it seems like very little bit is now actually going to the kids. For example, when she went last year, or maybe it was a year before, I don't know with COVID how it went down, they actually went to a village and literally would work with the kids and all this stuff. This year, they're meeting somewhere, like in a big gymnasium or something, and they're kind of bringing the kids there instead of actually going to the village where the kids are. And he goes, he's just starting to really think that the organization is basically raping the money for the kids, which is crazy because he's been dealing with that organization for a long time. So it's kind of interesting.
That's disheartening, and that's one of the reasons Jackie she sits on the board. So the reason they go out every 2 years is to make sure that the money that's being sent
is
actually doing what it's
getting to where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, and they do full audits. And
for what's this, guys?
We're talking the organization Jackie supporting, and Mark was talking about one in Costa Rica.
How's the political situation in Zimbabwe? Is it stable these days?
It's more stable since buying in Costa Rica or whatever.
No, I've always wondered about it simply because
there's a lot of
everybody we know that moved there.
A lot of it's better, right? Communities like they thought I can't even think of the new guy.
Puerto Rico
now.
You're pretty safe too once you're in that area.
Puerto Rico, and there have been some changes.
Puerto Rico, I've never.
So does she feel physically
Puerto Rico is a little different because it's a territory, you know.
She does. But,
Costa Rica
is still volatile. I mean, you're out in the middle of nowhere.
It seems sketchy.
Anything could happen.
Puerto Rico?
But
no, not Puerto Rico.
Context.
Well, they're all sketchy, but I mean, compared to mainland here,
to make sure that they got a driver that'll take them where they go, and when they go in a Ferrari, they meet with people and take them to the right markets and things like that. So thankfully, they got a pretty good network. But yeah, anything could still happen. So you just got to be. You don't worry.
Hi, Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's talk and see if you want Renew Home Innovations. Let me just say this. The most wonderful showers, big rectangle showers in place of that old tub shower combination, stone walls that look exactly like stone with no maintenance and zero maintenance. And RenewHomeInnovations.com is doing half off all labor and 24 months financing with no interest. Think about that. That's 50% off labor and 2-year financing, no interest. 303-904-2000. They can do any style shower you want to your specifications, custom, no extra charge, and also tub shower combinations if you want to do that. But most people don't. They go with a separate tub nowadays. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. Bob, have you noticed that a lot of people don't, in these newer houses, they have a separate tub and a separate shower as opposed to those old combinations, especially in the higher-end homes?
Yes.
I mean, those tub showers are ugly, the old ones, where you have to step up over, get in a shower.
Well, sometimes you're restricted by space, but yeah.
Well, yeah. But even moderately priced homes are converting, and I just there's so many new. I love the new showers they put in, and I have one where there's no door. You walk, you turn a corner. There's no door.
I know what you're talking about. Those are real popular, like down in Mexico when I go down there.
And so it's like a locker room almost, but really it's really pretty. But they can be made without doors because of where the shower heads are and all that. Anyway, Michael wants to talk about an eviction. Oh man, this is terrible. What's going on?
Yeah, Tom, I've been listening to you for a long time, so I just need to know if you can help me a little bit.
I hope I can help you. What's happening?
All right, I've been having some bad luck the last year and a half. I lost two sisters. I got a car accident. I had COVID, and I lost a son. And I've been making my rent, but a couple of times I was late. And then 2 months ago, I didn't have my rent at all, so I went out and got help from a specialization.
Wait. Who'd you get help from?
From an outside organization. I can't remember the name of them. They helped me with my rent for 3 months.
Yeah. Okay. So what's going on now, man? What's happening?
Okay, they gave the check to the apartment building. Okay, the apartment building accepted and everything. Friday I got two pieces of paper. One was on my door and said my lease was up September 1st, and the rent that they took from the was covered me until September 14th. But now they're saying that my lease is up on the 1st and they want me out.
Well, they don't have to. Yeah, they don't have to take. Have they already been paid for that rental period till the 15th?
Yeah, it's been paid until the 14th of September.
But wait, Michael. Why would this place pay beyond your lease?
They say that they didn't tell them that my lease was up. They didn't say nothing about my lease. They took the check after.
But why wouldn't Michael, this is what I'm trying to figure out. When you got this coverage to begin with, or this grant, or this charity, why didn't they pay from the 1st to the 1st to the 1st? How did they give you a lump sum somehow in the middle?
They gave us they gave me a check for $4,000. We paid. I gave that to the landlord. He took it and said, okay, your rent is paid until September 14th.
I got it. Okay. So whenever you got the money, you simply paid it, and at that time, it extended you to the 14th.
Right.
Well, here's what... Listen, man, it's very easy, Michael. He should give you a refund of what you don't use.
But I don't want a refund. I paid for it. I want what I paid for.
Well, no, Michael, you can't force him to go beyond the lease. You just can't.
Even though they took the money?
Right. Even though they took the money. That's right. Even though they took the money. That's not a new lease.
Okay.
Now, now listen. I'm just going to tell you this. There might be people who say once you take the money, but I don't think so. I don't think he created a contract with you. Again, you might want to check with an attorney, but in my opinion, which is like a friend, I'm just saying, he didn't really extend the lease at that time. He simply took the money. And I don't know if this guy wanted to get rid of you then. I don't really know. Or if he just decided to get rid of you recently. I mean, what do you think? Did he give you this notice after you paid, right?
Wait, yeah, a month later. Yeah, and he knew I was late on my rent, and he didn't say nothing about it. I mean, he never said nothing about me being late or nothing, and all of a sudden he's going to say, okay, I want you out because you've been late on your rent 3 times.
Well, they don't have to tell you when you're late. If you know you're late, you're late. They don't have to say, hey, Michael, you were late. You better watch it.
How many eviction calls have we had?
Oh, no, this is happening a lot. See, and mostly, Mark, it's people who got aid who got help during the pandemic. Michael, there's no protection.
People that didn't pay the rent.
Michael, let me explain something to you, and it's very important. Don't let this turn into an eviction, because they're not evicting you. They're just not renewing your lease.
That's what I was going to tell you. I got that Friday, and Saturday I got another paper in the mail saying that the landlord is evicting me and I have to show up in court on the 17th.
For what are they evicting you? Hold on a sec, man. Just hold on. Now he tells me, wouldn't you leave with that? He said he has to be out. Now he says he's being evicted.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Hot and Crispy Fries.
Still dealing with a couple of things in your way. Police activity. This is westbound I-70 at York. Avoid that area right now if you can. We've also got that earlier crash at 38th and Brighton. It's been cleared back up to posted speeds in that area. And construction being done southbound I-25 at Toma Road and at Upper Lake Gulch Road in Douglas County. That's going to add about 4 or 5 minutes onto your commute. Your Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Chance of rain and showers today. High near 100. With that, a heat advisory in effect until 9 o'clock this evening. Tonight, slight chance of showers down to 70. Tomorrow, chance of rain 97. Wednesday, mid to lower 90s. Right now, it's 97. With your impact traffic and weather, Katie Mitchell, 630 KHOW.
Wendy's knows everyone hates cold and soggy fries, so they changed theirs to serve them up hot and crispy all day, every day, using only natural cut skin-on fries, prepared to golden goodness and perfectly sprinkled with sea salt. Try Wendy's hot and crispy fries today at participating U.S. Wendy's.
You know, I was talking about my whole house fan and how it works. What it does is destratifies the air. It mixes it up, so it brings the hotter air, no matter what, from the lower levels and expels it through the attic, gets rid of the hot air in the attic. So it's a really good thing to have, even in the winter on some days, to run it for fresh air. But here's the bottom line. It really does help your air conditioner work less. If you use it on cool mornings and evenings, or you just use it for no matter what, it helps the air conditioning and it gives you fresh air. Some days I don't even use air because of the whole house fan. QCcolorado.com is the one to call on a referralist or referralist.com, and it only takes a couple hours to install. And then it's all remote controlled, no switches to dig into the walls, nothing like that. 303-800-3419. 303-800-3419.
I was so frustrated. We had a hailstorm where we lived, and I called the insurance company because I saw all these roofers walking around my neighbor's property. My insurance company came out and said I didn't have any damage. But sure enough, it sure looked like I had damage. So I called up Matt at Paragon Services. You realize the same insurance company that said I had zero damage ended up writing me a check for $70,000. Thank God for Matt and Paragon Services. You need someone on your side. Now, a lot of times, your insurance company might not say you don't have any damage like they did to me, but what they will do is write you the smallest check possible. If you get Matt involved, there's a good chance you can double, maybe even triple the amount they owe. He'll give you free advice right over the phone. He'll tell you if it's a fair offer. 719-726-0020. That's Paragon Services. 719-726-0020.
For a limited time, Belco is offering 2.75% APY on a 17-month CD with balances of $500 or more. You heard right, 2.75% APY. To get that higher rate, you typically get stuck in a longer term, like 24 or 36 months. To open your CD, stop by any Belco branch. To learn more and schedule a branch appointment, visit belco.org/CD. Belco membership is required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Belco, banking for everyone.
New on Curiosity Stream, uncover engineering secrets from history's greatest masters. From the mysteries of the first man-made waterways to the building techniques of the early Americas, it's ancient engineering. Plus, 40 tons of trucks speeding down the interstate can be a recipe for disaster. See how today's smarter new-age big rigs pave the way for safer highways on high-tech trucks. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Replace that old furnace and air with a new Carrier system, saving more than $2,000 only from Plumline and Carrier. Turn to the experts. Plumline Services has been earning trust in Colorado since 1998, with a north location serving Boulder and Longmont. Schedule your service online. No phone call, no hassle, no wait. Plumline exudes excellence in every call with the highest of ethics. PlumlineServices.com. Service at home. Servants at heart.
You know when you see a great deal on the phone and then you find out it's not for you? Not at Verizon.
They just gave us all a new iPhone 13.
So we both got the same great deal.
Yep. Get iPhone 13 on us with select trade-in and 5G unlimited plans for every customer, current, new, everyone, to show the love. Only from Verizon. $799.99, 128 gigabytes only. Device payment purchase with new or upgrade smartphone line required. Less up to $800 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Trade-in conditions apply.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Being present and in the moment for family activities was impossible because Will Burt was so focused on the constant pain in his leg.
My wife likes to take walks. I always kind of dreaded going on walks because they hurt. The boys both play baseball. I coach their teams. I was going to do them and be in pain and be uncomfortable and kind of sacrifice my own health.
An old Achilles injury left Will coping with agonizing pain until he discovered the natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No surgery or steroids. The procedure took place in the office, and Will walked right out.
I feel great. There's no pain. There's no tenderness.
Patients like Will are feeling amazing and living their best lives.
Ironically, just got off the golf course today, so I think that's a good telltale sign that the Achilles is feeling better.
Don't be in pain another day. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. The new report says there were 400 cops that responded.
Where it came from.
You just talked about Comic-Con. Who said Comic-Con? Bob. This is right now. It's one of the top on Drudge. Comic-Con requiring attendees show health pass, wear mask at all times.
Right now?
Yep.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
713-TALK, 713-255. Okay, Michael, you said your lease is up September 1st, right?
Right. No, yeah.
Or August 31st, technically. Okay, so what I want to know is why are they bothering to evict you?
That's what I don't understand either, because I called her this morning, the landlord, and she told me, yeah, your lease is up on September 1st, so that's when we want you out. And I said, okay. But then I read the mail this morning.
Well, hold on. You said okay. I thought you said no, I should be there till the 14th.
Yeah, I did tell her I should be there till the 14th. She goes, no, when we refund the money back to the agency. I said, okay, then I'll be out on the first.
Okay, so they're refunding the extra assistance you got, and they're refunding it to the agency, and now you
they
have to be out.
They probably realize you can't make the rent payment unless you have assistance, and you're not going to have the assistance forever. That would be my guess.
Okay, but what I'm saying is this, Michael. Why do you think they're evicting you if you agreed to leave?
I don't know, because I got the paper in the mail this morning that says the landlord's filing an eviction notice on me, and I got to show up on the 27th of this month.
How come everybody that's getting evicted has no idea why? How come the one thing all these calls have in common?
But Mark, in his case,
why? If your lease is till September, why are you getting evicted right now?
That's what we don't understand, Michael. If you paid all your back rent, right?
Yeah, everything's paid up. Everything. She told me this morning the reason why I'm getting evicted is because I've been late in the last 2 years 3 times.
They're looking for an
But
excuse.
they can't evict him for that. If he's caught up right now, they can't evict him for that.
Well, when you were late, let me ask you something. When you were late,
they might not renew his lease for that. I get that, but they're evicting him for a different reason.
You know,
she told me she's evicted me because I've been late. But I told her I've been late, but my rent's been paid.
Michael, whatever you do, you just make sure that you show up on the 27th.
Both. I think both of you are missing me. He's saying his lease is up in September. He is fully paid up right now. Doesn't owe a nickel.
Well, did you pay?
He just got an eviction notice.
Did you pay the late charges, Michael, for those late times you were?
Yes, I paid everything. I don't owe him a dime.
Wait, when you were late 3 times, you paid the late fees.
Right. I paid him everything I owe him and everything they got.
I don't know why they're evicting you. There's no reason.
She told me the reason why she
You want to
evicted
call him?
me is because I've been late.
I think we should.
They cannot renew your lease for that. They can't evict you for that.
But they are evicting him for something.
For something.
Well,
Deputy Doc's going to find out why you're being evicted. How about that?
And if he goes to court on the
Yeah,
27th,
she told me because I was late.
Well, that's just it.
Yeah, but that's not a good reason, Michael.
You know what?
We're
Doc's
going to
got
refute
it nailed.
What?
You show up to court
Right,
on the 26th, and you just show the judge I'm 100% paid up.
And that's
they
it.
can't evict you.
but make sure you
But
show
what
up.
difference is it? It's going to be, what, July 27th, and he has to be out
One
of it?
month.
All right, listen, Michael. I want you to find out, Doc. I really do. I want you to find out why he's being evicted. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, PlumLineServices.com. Thank you, Bob, for being here. We appreciate it.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And